What is up, everybody? Good evening. Howdy, howdy, and welcome. Welcome, Decorates. Welcome, V. Welcome, Zeb. Welcome to my face, which is going to start moving now. Now? Is it moving? It looks like it's moving. How are y'all doing? Welcome in, everybody. I don't know why my face isn't moving. But oh wait, it's reversed. I reversed it. I did the thing, the worst ventriloquism, but for my own face. But yeah, hello, welcome, Scobie, welcome V, welcome Zeb, welcome Seaweed, Pimmy, Hell, welcome Sand, Taylor, welcome Port, welcome Tet and Lap, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me today. It is time for 2023 in games, a year in Peebview. Sorry for the lateness. I had to eat I also made that video in about 15 minutes, and then the images that I wanted to upload to create the 2024 games tier list were not accepted, so I had to like edit a whole bunch of them. So overall, things that probably could have been prevented by taking more time to prepare ahead of time. Also, I think the pictures and the text moved too quickly in that video that I just played for the joke to really come across. So overall, a rising success. But yeah, today we are going to be talking about video games. Believe it or not, we're going to be talking about video games. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the games that I played this year that were from 2023, not all the games that I played throughout the year. Specifically, the games that were released in 2023 and also that I played. We're going to be looking at the games that I didn't play in 2023, and I'm going to like rate them on how much I want to play them, when I want to play them, if I want to play them, and if I don't know them, I'm just going to, you know, toss them aside. I found a huge tier list for that, so I'm going to try and like work through the ones that I don't know or don't care about really quickly. And finally, we have a 2024 games tier list, which I compiled. I will share the link to it after the stream if anyone else wants to fuck around with it. It's got 120 games on there. Most of the big releases and quite a lot of indies dropping throughout the year. Or at least supposed to drop throughout the year. But yeah. No need for all this chatter. Pitter patter. Let's get at her, as they say. Starting, of course, with the tier list of games that I played in 2023. Yeah, you're gonna get hat scammed. I'm not doing no hats today, but also I forgot to turn off the redeem. 1 second, chat. Alright, sorry about that. I am back. Yeah, I'm not even bothering to turn it off. Where is the thing? Where is the thing that I was looking for? Oh yeah, the first of all, the interesting thing is that I only played 17 games that came out in 2023 this year. It felt to me like I played a ton more that came out this year. Because, yeah, in 2022... In 2022, I played 31 games that released in 2022. Tell you early. Sure. We're gonna work in inverse order. I'm gonna choose like my least favorite game from the year, and we're gonna work our way up. So, man, what is my least favorite game of the year? For one thing, I don't think there's a bad game on this list. I do not think there's a bad game on this list, which is pretty neat. But I think gonna be at the lowest for me is probably Risk of Rain Returns, which is you know, weird because it's a great game, but I almost didn't include it because it is in part, you know, a re-release, a remaster, a remake of the original game. But it does have additional content from Risk of Rain 2. But I just feel like there are a lot of games that sort of did the formula better after it came along. Granted, it like established a lot of that formula. And also, I was playing it with Runtooth and Jason, you know, they strive. Who said whenever he was playing it, it just made him want to play Risk of Rain 2. And I very much felt that. So, yeah, it's probably... No, you know what? It's not the lowest game of the year for me. If I had to be honest, it's got to be Formula Retro Racing World Tour. I like me an arcade racer, I like me some retro graphics. But I have to admit the low texture or no texture polygon style, while I think it is neat in other games, in this one didn't do it as much for me. It played nicely enough. It had a good variety of like stages and so on. And it had like the two types of control of car, like the drift and the grip, that played quite different. And it just felt nice to play all the way through. I did enjoy my time with it, but it didn't really leave like a lasting impression. Like in the same year, I kind of played quite a few racers that, for lack of a better term, sort of left in the dust. I played Slipstream and Type 4, and it just didn't really have much of a chance. I did enjoy my night with it, but yeah, I don't think I'm not likely to ever go back to it. And you know, there is a chance that I'll go back to Risk of Rain Returns at some point. Okay, fuck, what's next? Already getting quite tough, but I'll say Fire Emblem Engage is going to be my number 15 of the year. And like this is a game that is of such two extremes. Like the story, the writing, the characters, everything about like the flavor of the game, like their designs and so on, I really did not like. Like there were a few standouts in there for sure. And we did have a fun time playing it. I mean, I did at least. But yeah, all that stuff was kind of hard to put up with, especially the longer the game went on. But gameplay wise, it is one of the best SRPGs I played, like full stop. I love the addition of both the transformations that you can do, as well as like the break system that you have that sort of like allows you to open up sequential hits, and it has like a good assist system going on in there. There's just mechanically very dense. There's a lot going on, that it doesn't feel cluttered at all. It all feels pretty damn cohesive. I really enjoyed it. Also, we did get to polish people's rings. But yeah, if it had a different story, it would probably be like top 6 or 7. And if it didn't have such good gameplay, it would be at 17, and I would say bad game. Now let me think. What is next? Also, these are all my own opinion, obviously. Just putting that forward here. A game might not be quote-unquote the better game as far as y'all are concerned, or the worst game. But, you know, if it strikes a chord of passion in me specifically as a person, it's going to get bonus points for that. And with that in mind, I think for now, the answer is going to be Lethal Company is in 14. I enjoyed the time that I had with Lethal Company. I thought it elicited some pretty excellent fun emotions, scares, tomfoolery, some achievement, and then I kind of got sick of that experience pretty quickly. I'm not gonna lie, the mods and stuff, I'm glad people are finding like a lot of variety and stuff in the mods, but I feel like it feels like mentally, emotionally to me, it is a solved game. Like, I'd say after like the second time I played it, like going third and fourth and then fifth times I played it, I didn't feel or get anything new from it. And like, I've seen people playing with mods, and the mods look really cool, and it like adds, you know, nice new stuff to the game, but it didn't really seem to change, for me at least, the emotions of the game, except that stuff got a lot more memey, and that stuff I don't really care for anyway. So I had a good time with Lethal Company. I don't think I want to play it again. Maybe like years down the line, if it gets like a whole bunch of stuff that like just changes how the game feels in concept. But I'm not one of those people who's going to be able to play it for hours and hours and hours on end. Chat lobby is startup is an escape room, but no, the gameplay is actually like it's got stuff going on. It is a good mix of funny and legitimately quite tense and scary, and it is very good at requiring actual co-op play. You know, if you're trying to get everyone through and out safely and to like get your money's worth or your time's worth in the time you have, it's very good for all of that. But yeah, just not enough to keep me grabbed on for a while. Makes the Bracken Goku nice. I like the Yippee mod. That's for me. Deep Rock Galactic like that. What you do in the first 5 hours, what you're doing for the rest of the game. But yeah, no, it works in Deep Rock Galactic for me because the shooting and the digging is just tons of fun. See, San, I was preempting that. I knew Air Twister would be the one that people probably think should be lower in the list. Any co-op games all right, lower? No. If it was Stranger of Paradise, Remnant 2, Deep Rock Galactic. What other co-op games have I played on stream? Oh, fucking Back for Blood. Okay, that'd be done here. Oh shit, no Remnant 2 on here. We didn't complete it. It's we haven't completed Remnant 2. God, that's an oversight. I missed it because I was looking at my Twitch tracker, past games. Is Garv Card 2023? No way. Also, welcome in, Sabrini. And Val. Alright. What's next? You know, I reckon it is as high as my own personal appreciation of its style can go. Air Twister is a decently fun rail shooter that has a nice difficulty progression that allows for a pretty like generous, easygoing story mode playthrough, and then arcade modes that get progressively harder and make it, you know, more of a proper challenge from beginning to end. I have played a bit more of it off stream. Beat arcade easy, arcade normal, got to the final boss, so I'll be going back to that and trying it again. I know it looks jank, but I just love the weird Wonderland Fantasy Zone aesthetic that they're going for. Had a better time of that in one stream and streamed all of Engage is ridiculous. No, it honestly, I mean, what Engage definitely wore out its welcome, first of all. That I finish a game that I've committed to a full playthrough of says nothing of its quality, because I've only quit one game that I committed to a full playthrough of from the beginning in the history of streaming. So it means nothing. it means nothing at all. How am I quantifying this? Passion, excitement, what I liked about the game, how many dings it gets. But yeah, Air Twister, musically, visually, gameplay wise, I enjoyed it all of it, like thoroughly, all the way through. Like there wasn't a thing in Air Twister that I disliked. I quit Sonic 06 like twice. okay, there's 2 games technically, I guess, if you want to say that. Yeah, no, like stream numbers means fucking nothing. Amount of time spent can mean something, I guess. Like if I really enjoyed the game, if it builds on its engagement, if you will, if it's investment, then it you know, it can culminate. It can have a really successful culmination. Fire Emblem Engage did the exact opposite, where the last level was such bullshit that I had to turn down the difficulty to beat it. Which is another ding towards it. Like Fire Emblem Engage is gameplay wise. Sorry, I should clarify. The tactical combat of Fire Emblem Engage is excellent, because I also really disliked all the home-based stuff. And this is someone who enjoyed the home-based stuff in Three Houses. I thought that was okay. In Engage, it was just mindless, frivol, and bad dialogue that I started straight up skipping at some point, so you know. Moving on. You know, there are some games that I really like at their core, but on reviewing them, they oh, good luck, Axa. Yeah. Let's welcome in Zeke. There are some games that I really like that do get those dings that like drop them a grade or 2 for me. And I would say Hi-Fi Rush is one of those. There is a lot to love depending on your taste in Hi-Fi Rush. Like the art style is pretty damn excellent. The way that it genuinely looks like animation at some point, rather than, you know, like, I mean, like drawn cartoon animation as opposed to 3D is great. The combat, although relatively simple, because of the rhythm aspect, is always fun and always sort of keeps you hooked. Like that's the thing. It's a fairly short game, and I would say like every 10 or 15 minutes you're having a lot of fun with it, and like the might stretch out. You know, it's not like you're only having fun every 15 minutes. I mean, like if you cut it into 15-minute chunks, each one of those 15-minute chunks would have bits that would be a ton of fun. But well, first of all, the simplicity of the combat system does wear down on it over time, as does a fairly small variety of enemies. Combat starts to feel pretty samey pretty quickly, and it also does like some of my in a move that's comparable to DMC Devil May Cry, it does the thing that I really disliked of, this is the enemy, here's their obvious weakness, you have to exploit this obvious weakness in order to get back to the flow of combat, and it's like there's no way to really sort of be creative about it. But even that's minor. Like the combat itself I'm mostly fine with. Bosses, not quite as fun as like just fighting, you know, regular enemies. But the things I didn't like about Hi-Fi Rush was how much time was spent platforming and doing like really sort of shallow exploration of like, it's a linear path and here's a little divot that you smack open some boxes to get currency for. Yeah, no, I did not like the platforming, in part because the game's movement seems so specifically built around combat, both in like how you move, you know, running and dashing around, And especially the jump. Like, the jump is designed to get you up into the air quickly and have like a slower descent slightly so that you can reach airborne enemies. Any time that I had to jump onto platforms, I didn't feel like it was particularly... I didn't feel particularly confident in them. And yeah, no, the platforming like challenges all started feeling like really samey, like platforming's moving or disappearing to the beat. The way that the world moved to the beat was very cool. The entire thing of playing the game to the beat in general, really, really cool. I love the rhythm and action game hybrid, and I hope it's one that continues to expand, both in the character action game genre as well as, like, you know, just generally like shit like Mad Rat Dead, Cadence of Hyrule, even Touhou's Spirit Bubble, and Hi-Fi Rush. I'm loving this increased hybridization that we're seeing in the rhythm game genre, and I only hope that it continues. Also, Hi-Fi Rush, like, one of the biggest things for me is just that I didn't like the music. I played it with the original soundtrack, you know, stream-friendly music, and then I went back and I watched it being played with, you know, licensed music. And I think outside of the 9 Inch Nails track, I disliked every choice of track in the game. I hated the Invaders Must Die sequence. That made me think of just like sort of the cheesiest superhero schlocky stuff, which, you know, Hi-Fi Rush gets away with that to some degree. It's very much sort of tongue-in-cheek with that tone, but yeah, I didn't like the licensed music choices, and then I also did not like the original music. And for a rhythm game, that would normally be a death, right? Like, if it was any other rhythm game, I think that would have been a death for me. And yeah, honestly, I think if it had a much better soundtrack, like if it had if it was created around the music that was made for it, like if they made a game with like, we want to make a music game, so we'll make a whole bunch of original music and then build the game around that, I think it would do a much better experience rather than it feels like sort of music that is chosen for themed trailers, if that makes sense. So obviously I mean, yeah, I mean, that's hugely subjective. But yeah, I like the characters, I like the dialogue. Like, it's not a style that I usually enjoy, but it got chuckles out of me. Like, maybe towards the end of the game, the ensemble cast started to get a little sluggish. But for the most part, I did like, and you know, the Xenogears and Twin Peaks references were cute. All that stuff worked well enough for me. Like Air Twister. I always think of Guitar Man which is, you know, that's difficult because that's like one of my favorite games of all time and one of the best games of all time. So it's not, you might say it's not really a fair example to use, but. Alright, moving swiftly on. Not so swiftly. Not so swiftly at all. I will say... It's actually getting quite tough now. I'll say A Space for the Unbound is next for me. For those who do not know, A Space for the Unbound is a narrative-driven adventure game in which you play as, I think, is it Indonesia that it's set in? I think that's wrong. Yeah, no, yeah, it is Indonesia. No, that's correct. Yeah, you're playing as a high school lad called Atma, and you discover that your GF, whose name is escaping me for now, has some magic powers going on. He has the ability to alter reality, and basically it's about you sort of like, first of all, it's the end of school. You're facing, you know, the future. You want to be a writer. Raya, that's her name. Raya doesn't know what she wants to do, and her uncertainty is sort of like a big emotional overhanging plot point in it, as you're trying to essentially do like a bucket list, but you know, for the end of the year, stuff to do during your summer, a little list of goals, things that you want to achieve and do together. You know, with this sense of finality and growing up and going into the world, and how this anxiety of hers pairs together with her reality altering powers to cause some shenanigans that you have to try and help her through and sort out as the repercussions get larger and more serious. And it plays with a cast of characters that each have their conflicts with you and with Raya and with each other. And yeah, all these like little interpersonal moments, this story that's built up, this history discover, plays into how Raya changes the world. And yeah, it was quite an interesting story actually. I did enjoy it. Ivy, take care. Yeah, it was interesting to untangle all these things, and is like the nature of Raya's powers are mysterious, are part of the mystery that unfolds along the way, and there are some pretty dramatic swells in how these powers affect characters and the plot. I'm trying to not be too like spoilery, because it is a game that is in large part made by its latter half. I'll say it goes into, you know, depending on who you are, some trigger warning territory. It's kind of emotionally heavy, and while I feel like sometimes the humor can be a little goofballish, I think it tends to handle it pretty well. And yeah, I'm not like the biggest adventure player, but for the most part, it was like fairly easy to play, and it had like fun little mini games and quizzes, and the puzzles were rarely super taxing. And I didn't feel like it wasted my time a whole lot. I feel like you really sort of get to know the town and the characters within it in a way that sort of feels natural and satisfying. Yeah, I guess the only reason that it's not like moved higher is just like the format of adventure games is one that I just naturally find to not be the most exciting. But that is obviously where, you know, a fairly strong plot and likable characters come in. And yeah, it also has this like whole secondary and tertiary narrative running parallel to the story of Atma and Raya that I think is used pretty well to like keep the story interesting. Like at the start you think, I get what's happening sort of immediately, and even if you do end up correct, I was like sort of like, I'm like 70-80% correct in my assessment of what was happening from the get-go. Where it's heading is still sort of satisfying enough, or I guess emotionally resonant and true enough that it works. Although I guess the storybook, like the actual storybook segments weren't, they maybe got a bit tedious. But yeah, moving on. The Raid's a good ass movie. It's my game of the year. Next, I'll say Panorama. Panorama is a hexagonal tile-based terrain placement game where you essentially want to match terrain with its same types running it in order to build points. And the bigger the chain you get of the like contiguous terrain, the better. And then it throws in challenge pieces with quests of like, you have to connect this forest, which also has a mountain connected to it, to 5 other forests, and they all have to be touching it. And you have to like, you want to work it in a way that is as efficient. So you have the mountain bit touching mountain bits, and the, the forest bit surrounding as many forests you need to get. And you're building up this score in order to place down structures that buff your score or help you reach quests better, or help you get points by clicking birds on the map. And it's this continuous thing of trying to score as well as possible with your placement of terrain in order to unlock your new structure. And then when you unlock your new structure, you get more cards to continue playing. It's very, very similar to Dorfromantik. The rules are quite different, but it's, if you're playing Dorfromantik, it's another Dorfromantik, and it's a good Dorfromantik. I'm not sure if it's better. I've played more of Dorfromantik, but I will be going back to Panorama, because there is a sort of overarching goal of find and build every building throughout all playthroughs. And also there's like a challenge mode, where it's like a sort of a roguelike thing where you get permanent buffs between runs, and then you can choose specific perks for runs. And yeah, it's a super relaxing puzzle game that looks really nice. I really enjoy seeing how the terrain unfolds and what buildings you can get. And yeah, it just looks nice. It feels super easy to jump into. It takes you a little while to start understanding, and then it becomes like a game of, in an almost solitaire-esque manner, what is the best placement that I can find for this thing at any given time, while leaving myself open for future moves. Do more game modes expand or clutter this kind of game? There's more to the challenge modes that I have to do, but so far I would say it hasn't cluttered it, but it hasn't really expanded or altered it a whole ton. What it has done primarily is add incentive to replays, because I completed the original mode. I was kind of hoping that there wasn't an end point. There is an end point. Once you get to a certain amount of buildings built, you get your final building, you place that, and you win. I was hoping that I could get a run where I could place all buildings in one run, but it doesn't let you do that, unfortunately. Actually, that'd be my only ding towards it. Give me an endless mode that allows me to eventually build all buildings. I don't know why they didn't do that. Maybe, I don't know, it would get like ridiculously taxing to have maps that big in the engine or something. I don't know. But yeah, challenge modes, like I still have a lot of things to unlock. I've mostly been unlocking modifiers, like permanent modifiers. I haven't unlocked a whole lot of like the specialized perks that you can choose to run. So I have more to discover in the game. And I look forward to it. Super easy game to keep playing. Arsec, welcome in. Thank you for the Hades. Alright, next we... We're getting into the realm of what I would call the very good games, at the very least. But there are some games here that I don't have as much passion for, and some games here that have significant amount of dings towards them. But also have enough that I like that they still rise up to this level. And I will say that Jusant is my number 9. A very, very short experience. That's not positive or negative. It's just, you know, a factor in. If you get this game, expect to complete it in a one sit done if you are, you know, sitting down for 4 or 5 hours. Or, you know, a couple sit downs if you're a normal gamer. But yeah, it's a game about climbing mountains. That's pretty much the whole beef of it. The whole slammer jammer. Finding footholds and handholds, and then just skin. It's comparable how Death Stranding makes you genuinely think about where you're gonna place your foot and where you're gonna walk, and how you're gonna tackle certain terrain things. I would say Jusant is like a super simplified approach to that same general sense of always trying to find the way forward. Really nice environments, good main character, good little sidekick that they got. It all sounded really nice. Climbing feels really good. At first, you're sort of like tentative, like, you know, can I climb up this bit? What is the best way to climb forward? And as you get into the game, you're like still actively deciding where to place your hand next, but you're like speed climbing essentially. And it kind of unveils, the more that you go on, the more it unveils that the actual climbing system itself isn't super deep, but it does always feel really nice. I think it's in part thanks to the shoulder trigger buttons, R2 and L2, feeling quite good to use for gripping on to things like that. You know, there's like a little bit of extra challenge, like if you can't reach the next handhold, then you might have to jump, or you might have to rappel, or you might have to like use your rope to swing. Like there are like lots of like little moments that change up the flow a bit, and it adds sort of like variables, like new types of things to climb on, without getting too spoilery, because it's very much, you know, if you go much further into explaining the game, you'd start to like sort of give the entire thing away. But the types of places that you're climbing change, and you get new tools, so to speak, to your disposal. Oh yeah, that's right, I couldn't talk at all when I was playing this game. That made up for an intensely chill stream, by the way. Really enjoyed streaming this game in that silence, because it is such a mood and ambience driven game. Sorry, I had to burp. And yeah, no, the whole act of climbing was, for the most part, there are some bits that are like a little tedious. There are some moving handholds that I was kind of, they used them maybe one time too many. And there was like one bit I got unnecessarily stuck on because I just didn't understand what the game wanted me to do, but I can't really blame the game for that. I wouldn't say it's a Metroidvania. It's very linear. Like there's one way to go, and then you can backtrack if you want to, but I don't know, like you open up backtracking like shortcuts. Maybe I missed some secrets, but I don't know why you'd ever want to use them. But it's definitely looking at it, you might think it is cinematic climbing from Uncharted, when in reality It's more like I think of climbing in Shadow of the Colossus to some degree, but you know, even more active and involved in that because it is the entire mechanic. You are thinking about where you're climbing. You're actively making the decisions of where to move your hands, and it just sort of turns out that it becomes a lot easier whenever you understand it. Yeah, very good, very good. The plot was fine. The way that they told the story through the letters was, I didn't care for it. There were some relationships that were fun to follow. The nature of the world was explored nicely, but I don't know. Maybe it would have been better if there were like audio recordings as you were climbing up, but who knows. Alright, next. I'll say Final Fantasy 16 comes next. I feel like I've said everything about this game so many times. I've talked about what I do and don't like about this game. I do like that I like half the cast. I think it's safe to say. I don't like they talk too much. I like how good the combat feels and how many cool, neat mechanics and attacks that it has. But I don't like how it feels you approach sort of every fight the same way after a while, and that the cooldowns end up homogenizing the experience rather than adding variety to it, even though you get like a ton of different moves you can use. The music has some highlights, but I think it's kind of the game that made me just sort of decide that Soken isn't really the next level composer for me that seems to represent for a lot of people. I like the main thrust of the plot for the most part, and then I just feel like the side quests and too much dialogue weigh it down, and that not enough characters beyond Clive get to play an active and central role in the plot outside of, I would say, Sid. Even the other major character in the game seems to be interesting mystery for a lot of it, and then nominally present for the moments that most closely include them. It's a very Clive-centered game. I do like Clive as a character. I do like his performance. But I do wish that the other characters got more time. Especially Jill. The more I come back to it, I like... Jill has good motivation. Jill has a deep sense of mourning to her character that I think could make for a strong personality. But because the game is always about Clive, you know, it's always about Clive. He's the main character. He is the playable character, so it always has to come back to him. Even, like, she gets moments in the story to shine, but they're, like, literally handled in 3 to 4 shots per bit. They did say that in future they might try and make other characters playable in the game. And I hope that if they do that, that they also, you know, bring some beef in terms of plot, like focus as well. But yeah, I mean, if you love Final Fantasy spectacle, it's not just epic in terms of yo bro, so epic. It is a very, very satisfying depiction of Eidolons, which, you know, I've wanted in pretty much any Final Fantasy. Like it's like that. It and Final Fantasy 9 are the only games that get it right, as far as that goes. But yeah, and like everything I like about the gameplay is just bogged down in the structure of always having to return to the home base and the amount of side quests that you do, and sort of like the meaningless of the upgrades you get in terms of weapons and accessories. There's just a lot going wrong with the game, and it just has enough moments that I legitimately got truly invested in, and also enough moments that I thought were missed opportunities that were interested in and they didn't do enough with. That it hovers around the middle for me. Yeah, it does get pretty ebbing as well, Sisto. No doubt. There has to be, you know, there's a degree of, what's the word? Suspension of the inner critic, I guess, that sometimes you have to allow yourself with a game like that. Not just, like, Spectacle can work in, like, Spectacle is in 2 of my favorite games of this year, in no small helping. But, yeah, I can't find the words to describe what I mean right now. It is like you have to allow yourself to engage with your dumb brain every now and then in Final Fantasy 16. But I mean, also like it does have moments of spectacle and giant drama that are, you know, in service of plot and character as well, and work really well. So, you know, it's back and forth. Man. Okay, now we're getting into all of the remaining games are excellent. Like, all of them I rate very highly. So it's a matter of what goes where. Would Jill have... yeah? Oh shit, give me a Fire Emblem game where, with like the engage mechanic, where it's like every character can equip Eidolons and prime with them. Make that the engage. Put one in the middle and move them all around them. I quite like that. I quite like that, and I think... See, the thing is, I think I have my top 4. But then I look to the left, and then I see that could also be somewhere in that top 4. You know what? Okay, I think the middle game, the number 4 is going to be Rusted Moss. A game that was made with a very interesting premise in mind of a Metroidvania side-scrolling action and exploration game that revolves around use of a bungee cord / grappling hook. Which first of all makes exploration incredibly fun, but then you also have the fact that it's got mouse-driven shooty combat and enemies that fight in a bullet hell style and bosses that really bring on that pressure. That just makes for fighting enemies is fun enough. Navigating new areas and like dealing with the threats in that is very fun. Bosses are excellent in this game. Bosses are really damn good. And then you also have a lovely muted but not dull sprite art style with areas that look and feel different. Like areas introduce mechanics, and I think outside of one, the windy place, none of the new mechanics in those areas feel annoying, which I think is kind of pretty impressive. Parsec, enjoy work, or have a good day at work at the very least. Could I not have decided this before starting? But no, but then this is me reading out a list of thoughts. Wait, surely we're here for the deliberations. Gobi. And yeah, I enjoyed the world. I love the setting. This whole war between men and Fae, and you're a human who is actually on the side of the Fae, and you learn more about how humans are trying to use Fae magic in the war against them and making witches and Fae-powered machinery, but also the Fae are like proper mischievous, will kill people for a laugh, even if they're not strictly malicious and evil. They're not motivated by malice. It's a weird. It's like post-apocalyptic in one way, but it is very much like the burgeoning of a new world as well. That is quite interesting. I enjoy that conflict to it, and the plot is fun the more you dig into it. Like, what dings do I have against this game? Not a ton. Not a whole lot. Except, like, the last boss kind of sucks. Like, the very, very last final boss. Like, you can get a good few endings, but the truest ending is locked behind what I would consider to be a somewhat bullshit challenge. But, I'm not going to ding it too hard in that, because that is also true of some games that I very dearly love. And I'm sure that there are plenty of people who would just go ahead and show me that I'm very, very wrong. And, like, the endings that you get are proper endings. It's not like, wahaha, this is the false ending number 3 kind of thing. It's like, you've completed the entire game. You've beaten the final proper boss. Rusted Moss executed everything that Witch game with PB targeted card mechanics tried to be better. Well, shit. Night Witch wasn't this year, no. I really enjoyed the Night Witch. The Night Witch, I would say, was just mostly a positive experience for me. I think the Night Witch just sort of got let down by that boss in the end because it didn't really have a big, good finale without it, whereas Rusted Moss does. And I'd say Rusted Moss is mechanically more interesting. It's not the hugest or most diverse or, like, even best playing Metroidvania out there, but it is, to me, one of the most original and interesting at all times. So I'm just full of praise for Rusted Moss. It is one of the best games of the year for me, like, quite easily, and it's one that I'm gonna hold in quite high regard for a long time. And I hope it hasn't really seemed to have gotten, like, a huge amount of, like, widespread acclaim, because it is, like, quite a niche tech on a somewhat niche genre that is very heavily populated. But yeah, Rusted Moss will be at number 4. So I think I'm going to put Zelda Tears of the Kingdom at number 7. The most unfortunate thing about Tears of the Kingdom is that Breath of the Wild came before it. And that is not saying that playing Breath of the Wild and playing Tears of the Kingdom feel the same, because I think that is just wholly incorrect. I just think that you can't help but like, it didn't need Breath of the Wild before it. It just didn't. Like, storyline wise, it is somewhat interesting to see the areas that you've been to and how they've changed, especially with the the rise of the new threat. But like, the moment-to-moment gameplay of both games is so wildly different. In Breath of the Wild, so much of it is about the time that you spend in solitude, like and especially looking for shrines, which gets really, really dull very quickly. In Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, it feels like there is always something somewhat interesting to see around the corner. And it's largely helped by how good Ultra Hand is. Ultra Hand and the fuse mechanics. Whenever you add that to everything, like Breath of the Wild laid a really, really good foundation for this game. And I'm sure there are people who love Breath of the Wild for everything that it does by itself. I've started to find it really, really tedious before long. Tears of the Kingdom was like getting long, but I never thought, Jesus, I just want this to end. That kind of thing. At some point I thought, you know, let's start speeding up exploration a little bit. But it just continued to have, like, there are so many interesting things to find in the game. I enjoyed what the game did with both Ganondorf and Zelda. The dungeons were okay. The dungeons were not a highlight, but they weren't in Breath of the Wild either. See, I'm just comparing them, just even though I don't want to. The depths and the skies above both were fun to explore for a bit, but I think I don't know. It's like the overall experience was just, I don't know. I just felt like such a variety of, even though things like repeat themselves a lot, the variety that the new mechanics allowed for, all the additional little secrets and things that you could happen upon very naturally, all felt so much better. And the combat was really, really aided by the fuse system as well. Like I didn't really mind weapon durability too much in Breath of the Wild, but any complaint I might have had with it was completely thrown out the window just by fusion. And yeah, it has really good shenanigans in it, has such fun shenanigans in it, and it has a phenomenal ending. It has like my favorite ending. And like I was saying that I wish every Zelda game had like Breath of the Wild's Hyrule Castle as like the last dungeon, and Hyrule Castle was really great in that game. But like the final dungeon run and boss fights and its own moment of spectacle in Tears of the Kingdom was all pretty excellent, and has some excellent music as well. Yeah. Probably one of my favorite Zelda games, I would say. Like, I don't want more games to follow in that formula, and it sounds like maybe they are going to. The scale, it's basically the 17 games that I played ranked. So like our 17th, the worst game of the year that I played, up to the best game, the game of the year. But yeah, I have a lot of complex thoughts on Zelda Tears of the Kingdom that I'm not going to take the time to work through here. It is an excellent game. You know, it's not perfect, but it is interesting. It is rewarding. It's beautiful. It's funny. I really enjoyed it. Man, okay, now it's getting really, really tough. You know what? Man. I just put Rusted Moss there. It's hard. It's hard to say which games are better at this point. No, none of that's the thing. None of the games that I played this year were bad. Risk of Rain just didn't hit for me because it just made me want to play Risk of Rain 2. I'm thinking. I'm like thinking, running it down from top to bottom in my head. What is it? I think Alan Wake is gonna end up here, which is a really tough thing to say because the story, world, presentation, dialogue, performance of Alan Wake are all really damn good. Like, some of my favorite. I think it is a wholly unique form of video game in its narrative and presentation because no other company has the history that Remedy does. It feels like Remedy games I've always had a respect and an enjoyment for. It feels like Alan Wake was sort of like the butterfly emerging from the chrysalis. Like, it is the kind of game that Remedy could make and that I sort of always wanted them to make, in terms of, you know, going a bit more balls to the wall with every aspect of their ideas. From, you know, weird characters and their quirks and the secrets that you uncover about them as you go, the supernatural elements in both sort of like how strange and sometimes horrifying it can get, as well as the, you know, the narrative of the FBC against them. Their commitment to just strange, surreal humor and things that are like sensible, chuckle, amusing, that are just dotted throughout the game. And it deals with like the sense of meta narrative is so much better than in Alan Wake 1. It kind of makes Alan Wake 1 look like a much worse game by virtue of its existence. All of my gripes with it are just gameplay gripes. Like, shooting things feels really nice in the game. Dodging fucking sucks. Dodging and movement in general really do not feel good in the game. It has a better enemy variety than Alan Wake 1, but still not a particularly good enemy variety. Investigations feel kind of, you know, humdrum, just walking around looking at things. The Mind Palace, or Mind Place, whatever you call it, was unfortunately not the puzzle and like logic. It was not the logic puzzle solving element I thought it was going to be. It was more of a plot recap board, to the point that you could just play the game without looking at it at all, and then when you do occasionally look at it, it sorts everything out for you. I love Saga. Saga's a great protagonist. I like Alan Wake 2 more than Alan Wake 1 as a character, that's what I was going to say. I like this game's Alan Wake more. The Dark Place, especially with the World Indoors talk show, was pretty interesting. I liked how mean they were getting with the character of Scratch and the effect he was having on Alan. And, you know, I think Alan Wake 3 needs to make it only about Scratch. To use, like, I had a dream, legitimately a dream, about what the plot of Alan Wake 3, or even like a DLC chapter between 2 and 3 might be. And it involves, essentially, if you know Twin Peaks Returns, which, by the way, it is funny how much inspiration Alan Wake 1 takes from Twin Peaks. Alan Wake 2 takes 4 more times inspiration from Alan Wake. Or, Alan Wake 2 takes 4 more times inspiration from Twin Peaks Returns. Like, it leans so heavily into it. But yeah, make Alan Wake 3 about the character of Mr. C from Twin Peaks 2. But in the different body. And him wreaking real havoc across the world now as he's out, and you have to deal with it. The wellness center, like, I liked the locations. The wellness center felt like the closest to a Resident Evil 2 experience in its level design that I kind of wish the rest of the game did. The rest of the game, but it felt like more just sweeping an area bit by bit. That felt like it was starting to get into real level design in the way that the rest of the game didn't. Like, I liked the Coffee Land well enough, and I liked the various dark places. I really liked how Alan Wake 2 could make additions and changes to his internal, you know, the story that he was writing. And the first time you sort of see that happening, as well as the light mechanic in his sections, I feel like his sections gameplay-wise are a lot better than Saga's. And then, like, Saga's story is, I mean, they all work together very well, but I think Saga is the sort of stronger narrative to follow. But yeah, no, overall, like, it kind of wish I took the time to sit down and write my feelings out about this, because I'm discovering a lot of them as I'm speaking. But yeah, really, really, really good game. Deserves so many of the flowers. And the gameplay was alright, you know? The dodge sucked, and I thought eventually it might make sense why they changed the flashlight, but it didn't. The flashlight in Alan Wake 1 was so much better. Also, for some reason, in Alan Wake 2, I never felt a need, like, very rarely did I feel the need, until, like, that very last, you know, rush of enemies. Didn't really feel much of a need to use any of my optional shit. Or not optional shit, you know, like stuff like flashbangs and canisters and so on. Oh yeah, Pimmy, I did that so many times. But no, I legit think gameplay-wise, the dodge and the flashlight were the worst thing. Also, Pimmy, you could access the map from the Mind Palace or Writer's Room, so, you know, not that bad. Okay. Number 4 is going to be Street Fighter 6. Yes, World Tour mode kind of gets dull. Even though it does have nice Easter eggs. And even if I really like the whole thing of unlocking the master stories and, like, getting snippets of backstory and, like, little illustrations and stuff for the different masters. I wish they made that easier to sort of do quickly. But yeah, World Tour mode stuff kind of ended up eventually being what I was concerned it might end up being. Of just, like, blank fights against sort of blank canvases. Much like Soul Calibur 6's Soul Chronicles mode, although I think I actually enjoy Soul Chronicles mode more, because it gives me some cool ideas for character custom designs. The thing that really disappointed me about Street Fighter 6 is how little the custom character you make has any sort of applicability outside of World Tour mode. Like, I wanted to make a little roster of, like, guys in cool outfits. And it doesn't like that because the clothes suck, and also you can only make it one character for World Tour, and you use that same character in whatchamacallit, the online lobby, and you only get one per profile, so it just kind of ended up being a nothing for me in the end, which was a shame. But of course, it's about the fighting game. And although I'm not as comfortable with Street Fighter 6 as I am with 4 or with Strive or with any of the King of Fighters games that I played, it's pretty damn excellent, I would say. Maybe at my level, I feel a little too reliant on whatchamacallit, Drive Impact. I feel like at my level, that's sort of like where I still ended up at. But It had a real nice footsie game. It had it. I thought about what I was doing in this game, which I never did in Street Fighter V. In Street Fighter V, it always felt like I was twitching to make the one move that I knew would open up if I landed it successfully, and then, you know, try and get a little cheap combo out of it. Street Fighter 6, while really aggressive, I don't know. The drive gauge, the way that it sort of creates a natural back and forth based on how much you're willing to risk on going in. To put it simply, excellent fighting game. Really, really damn good fighting game. I'm gonna return to it and do more arcade modes and more online whenever we get Ed and Akuma. Who's my main? Kimberly. Kimberly is my main. She's awesome. Little rushdown mix-up ninja. Lover. Also, really, really fun design. And otherwise, I like to play Chun-Li, and I actually like Ryu in this game. I've never liked to play Ryu in a Street Fighter, ever. Like, he's been okay. Third Strike I didn't mind him in, but in Street Fighter 6 I really enjoy playing Ryu, so he'd be my other secondary, but Kimberly is the main. I also like Juri and Chun-Li. I wish I liked DJ more, but DJ's moveset is still a bit very new. I like Guile in it as well. Your husband Edmund. Yeah, Honda's fine. Yeah, I like E-Honda. I would not mind picking up E-Honda for a while. But yeah, I'm better at Strive, so whenever I want to play a fighting game, I like lean more towards Strive, because with Strive I just like key in with my characters. I just know what I'm doing. With Baiken and Eno, I'm just, and now Testament as well. I'm getting not too bad with Testament. You know, I'm not good at any of these games, but at the level I play it at. But maybe I just need more time with 6 to like play online, and maybe just like an online night with Street Fighter 6 would be nice. What about She Took the Kids, Ken? I haven't really got a handle of him. He still seems really, really, like, I like my Unga Bunga characters in some game, whereas like you said, like mindless, go for the rush down. But no, Ken not so much for me. But yeah, Street Fighter 6, excellent game. Number 3. See, like, the top 5 or 4 or even 6 feel like somewhat interchangeable. But number 3, I'm going to go for World of Horror. Love the presentation. A roguelike horror mystery solving game where a lot of the fun is in the discovery of how different things interact. Like, working out all the various events and what the different choices mean and their outcomes is fun. And then you find that having different items or certain perks, or even having completed a different quest beforehand, will unlock new branches in the events and quests that you're doing ahead from there. That can, whenever it feels like you're like playing sort of the same quests over and over again, you discover something that changes it and adds a new level of surprise in a really, really lovely way. I like it as an anthology of little culty and cosmic horror stories, and like it plays with serial killers and monsters of the week and, you know, looming threats. A lot of episodes end in you didn't really solve things, but you didn't straight up destroy the world, so that's good. And also all the different endings that the little quests have. Some of them just have like 2 that you're going to get most of the time, but finding out how to get the other one is always quite fun. And yeah, I love how playing as different characters gives you access to character-specific events, and like you can get a little glean of not just, you know, what's going on with the world, but what are your characters' personal stories. And also, it really works as a roguelike in terms of unlocking new items you can find, new characters you can play as with their own perks and backstories. new modes of play, new like modifiers on how you play, more events and quests and stuff to unlock. I still haven't 100%ed it. I was thinking at some point maybe trying to 100% it on stream. I think I'll do like one more stream of World of Horror and just call it complete and do the rest off stream because I've done a lot in that game. And I do want to play a lot more, but I don't think I want to subject y'all to watch me do the same things over and over again in order to find the one thing that I need to open up new branches. But yeah, I mean, it has a few weaknesses in that. See, I wouldn't even call it a weakness, actually. The first thing I was going to say, okay, the one weakness is the combat. Combat's really simple. Sometimes you can get, like, some battles can get more interesting because you can do things outside of standard combat actions. For the most part, it is finding the most efficient way to do damage and mitigate damage. And it's, like, very, very simple, like, math, pretty much. The fights that get more interesting are fun and interesting because, you know, that's a tautology. They're interesting because they're interesting. You know, they're experimental. They take things in a different direction, but also when you encounter them, like, oh, fuck, this is gonna absolutely mess up my run. There's always this, like, tug of war between wanting to do the cool exploratory thing and wanting to finish a run that I actually kind of enjoy in the game. But yeah, for the most part, combat's fairly simple. All the items, all the flavor in the game is fantastic. The items, the characters, the events, the little lore, like the shops that you can find, whether it's the dog shop or the occult shop or the Yakuza shop. Like, all the flavor in it's excellent. It's just like mechanically, the combat, outside of like, I'd say 5% of fights, doesn't change a whole ton. But yeah, the other thing I was going to say is a ding, but really isn't, is that, you know, after you do enough playthroughs, you know what's going to happen in every little side story that you do. Sometimes you can find something new to do in it, but you know, once you've got all endings in a side story, there's nothing new to do in it. But then, even whenever you do that, it becomes more about mechanically the run, which is still just a ton of fun for me. Knowing which choices to make, knowing how to handle battles, knowing what items to hold on to, how to use your time so you know you don't run out of it before you run out of time in the lighthouse is the most heartbreaking thing you can do in the game. Right as you're like right at the end of the game, just getting that 100% doom counter and getting the game over. But even the game, like the good thing, it embraces the fact that horror games should have bad endings, which, you know, fantastic. It has a lot of bad endings. No other game of Lovecraftian and marketing materials ever demonstrated this level of genre mastery? I would say that's pretty accurate, actually. I would be inclined to agree with you. Anywho, World of Horror, fantastic game, excellent game. Going to be with me for a long time. I'm gonna keep playing it. I had thoughts. I started to write down notes of taking the World of Horror and the content in it and like making it into like a traditional RPG just for funsies. Like, I don't think it would make a better game. I just thought it'd be kind of neat if, like, you know, you actually had the party of characters interact as characters and follow along a plot that's built from the various stories and events you can find in the game. And I just played with that idea for ages because the game itself just has so many fun ideas that I just found it fun to, like, fuck around with in my head. So, yeah, GG's World of Horror. So, number 2 is Final Fantasy... Well, sorry, it's not called Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm. It's called Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. Just one of the best rhythm games that I've played. It's not mechanically the most complex, although I do enjoy the RPG mechanics you throw on top of it. It is a celebration of Final Fantasy that does not feel overly, even though I don't like the art style as much, it doesn't feel like overly schmaltzy to me. Like it focuses on what is genuinely good about Final Fantasy and spins it into a little celebration. And that is music and characters. And monsters. And it's like, just go run wild. Enjoy this fun ass rhythm game gameplay. Enjoy this good music. Enjoy unlocking stuff as you go. There's tons of stuff for you to get through. And yeah. Now that my controller doesn't need to be fucking up, I look forward to playing more of it. Maybe at the end of the occasional Octopath Traveler stream. Supposedly they're gonna announce more for Theatrhythm, and I'm thinking, is it gonna be another set of song packs or what? They say they're not done with this game, which is interesting. I think they have one more like game's worth of songs to release, so I'm very curious to find out what they do after that. Will we get a few more World of Horror likes in the next few years? Yeah, I wonder what other spin you would put on the gameplay structure that's created. Yo, I would take a Season Pass Season 2 if they used the opportunity to just beef some of those games. Like, give me Xenogears Pack 2, please. Please give me Xenogears Pack 2. And then, yeah, of course, #1 game of the year for me, quite handily, is Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. No one's made a game that feels like Armored Core 6 in a long time. The physics of piloting a robot or mech or AC in this game are so spot on. The sense of, you know, being this unwilling cog in the machine of a war between corporations and idealists at the beck and call of your handler is spot on. The environments that you're in, the mission variety, from like dealing with an ambush to exploring this giant, even one mission sees you going around this giant like mining crater, taking care of little way stations along the way, like essentially like hitting a few key objective points and like dealing with the threats at every one of them. Then you go into like the middle of this big crater where there's like a suspended center and deal with this big ambush all around you as you're like hectically trying to defend yourself and get back out of that center, heading towards an escape. So this whole new enemy coming in to cut off your escape and turn into a giant boss battle where you're fighting all new enemy types and you feel like massively overpowered. Oh shit, I didn't have RE4 Remake. No, I didn't have RE... God damn it, why did I not have RE4 Remake? RE4 Remake would be between Alan Wake 2 and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. No, it'd be above Alan Wake 2 for me. Resident Evil 4 is, well, first of all, let me finish talking about the game of the year. Gameplay, weapon variety, customization, the bosses. The joy of play is incredibly strong in every single bit of Armored Core 6, and like the flavor in terms of its plot and dialogue and visuals may be your mileage may vary anything, but as a fan of the mecha genre, as a fan of dire, gray, pessimistic near future settings, or you know, far future settings as the case may be, and as a Eureka 7 fan, it all hit extremely well. And also, man, there's the big grand scale plot that you're affecting, but the character stories in Armored Core are so fun as well. Like, how things develop with Cinder Carla, how they develop with Rusty, getting to know the different players within each faction. Sort of revelation of the event. Like every final boss fight's really good as well. They all have like a nice twist on them. Yeah, Mega. There's a lot of quite funny, like not thematically and not in spirit, but like in general detail plot similarities between Armored Core 6 and Eureka 7 that are just quite funny. Like it's not a serious thing. They feel like, you know, I reckon there's a couple references in there, but no, it's not like a serious thing. Yeah, Iguazu's entire character was genuinely a super fun journey to end. Yeah, Seaweed, Nox didn't work whenever I tried to play it, so I'm gonna do another stream where I try to play Nox at the start. I think I just had things running for so long. But yeah. Armored Core 6, quite easily my game of the year. I love it. It is phenomenal. I can't wait until whatever expansion or second version they do that I can carry my thing over and continue to make a whole bunch of varied mechs and try out all different kinds of weaponry. Yeah. Didn't even play the PvP in it. Haven't played the PvP yet. Gotta try it at some point. But yeah, Resident Evil 4, you know, it bumped everything down. Wait, shit. I can do this. I can do this. I don't know why I'm speaking like it's impossible. Bear with me. There we go. I think Remnant 2 I'm still, I am going to reserve my judgments for. I'm not going to find it on this list. But yeah, obviously there are going to be people who prefer the original Resi 4, the remake, but I actually think the remake ended up being a lot more fun to play, and it's not because of things like you can move and aim, or it feels less stiff. I just think that it sort of took the spirit of action horror from the original and just added more mechanics that made it a more complex and constantly thrilling experience. Yeah. I hope, like, why don't more third-person shooters feel like Resident Evil 4? How did it manage to, like, up the octane of the original RE4 without becoming a Resident Evil 5 or 6? And also, it, you know, greatly improves, like, 3 of the main cast in Luis, Ashley, and what do you call him? I always forget. It's Salazar. Sadler is the cult leader. Salazar was a lot more fun. And yeah, separate ways felt like just slimmed down sort of greatest hits plus a few extras, but you get to play as Ada Wong, which is great. And although the overall tone, like visually, the game took itself slightly more seriously and like visually looked a lot more serious, but it was full of goofiness and one-liners and absurd gameplay moments, and it was in such strong dialogue with the first game that, you know, it quote-unquote subverted expectations, but never just like for the sake of changing things. Like, it meaningfully changed how the game felt. Trying to think of a better way to put that. But yeah, no, it's just become like my favorite version of RE4. I always enjoyed Resident Evil 4, but I never quite loved it to the degree of like a lot of people. Like objectively, like quite an excellent game from top to bottom, but I think I had a ton more fun and really enjoyed the sort of general flow of new Resident Evil 4 a lot. Even if Ada Wong has like long been one of my favorite characters and I didn't like her depiction in this game, that's like a relatively small ding. And not even her depiction, just the performance. Just the performance. But yeah. That, I think, is the GOTY list. Not a single bad game played from 2023. You'll love to see it. Now let me download my image. Hope Baldur's Gate is on my other list. Right, when it comes to these other lists, we're going to have to run quite quickly because they're massive. I might not even get to the 2024 list today. This is the 2024 tier list that I made. And turns out there are a lot of notable games coming out this year already. And obviously there's like a ton more to get announced. So, yeah, let's go with the games that I didn't get to play this year instead. These, obviously I don't have opinions on these. These are how much I want to or will play them. Top 3 games I want to play in 2024. Yeah, pretty much so pretty. Want to play ASAP. We'll play in 2024. Hope. We'll play at some point. Would like to play eventually. Maybe. Let it pass by. No interest. Looks bad. And then we're just gonna have... We're gonna have a row below for like dummy. These are games that I don't know. I'm gonna occasionally clear this list just to help things perform more. 100 Asian Cats, no interest. 20 Minutes Till Dawn. I own it. I'm gonna put it we'll play at some point. On the backlog, higher than would like to play. I mean, everything we'll play at some point and above is on the backlog or go on the backlog. 30XX, which is like a roguelike Mega Man X kind of game, would like to play eventually. Don't know that. 8-Bit Adventures 2 is a maybe. It does seem pretty neat. Yeah, I didn't make this list, so there's a lot of games on here. I don't know what that is. 9 Years of Shadow would like to play eventually. That is that Metroidvania game from the makers at New Mariachi Legends. 9th Sentinel Sisters. I don't really know that one. I don't know a Bavarian Teal. Don't know a Date with Death. Don't know a Day Out or a Guard Walks into the Tavern. A Highland Song is kind of high priority for me, I think. Here at the very least. Obviously Unbound, I played. Sticker Steel, I don't know. Avalon, I don't know. Abandoned Souls, I forgot. Above Snakes, I know I've seen that, but I forgot it. Abyss, I don't know. Aces and Adventures, I have it. You know what? Yeah, we'll have a second orange. Stop fucking moving. We'll have a second orange category for I have it. Pardon me. So if I have it, it's there. It might be a higher priority if I, want to play it even more. Achilles, maybe. Like top-down hack and slashy adventure game that looks like it could maybe be a bit of a fun laugh time. Ad Infinitum, don't know what. Adore, don't know. Advance Wars 1 and 2 would like to play eventually. AEW, no interest. Affogato, no interest. I don't know what I don't care about. After Us, maybe. After Dream, also a maybe. After Image is. I wanna play both these games, and I think that's what we'll play at some point. Against the Storm. I want to play that ASAP. I'm hoping to play that for at least one stream in the next few weeks. That is a deck building, town management / crisis prevention game. I think it has been called similar to Frostpunk. And yeah, everyone I know who's played it says it is phenomenal. So, quite excited to give that one a go. Hercule Poirot, no interest. That's another Hercule Poirot. Age of Wonders, no interest. Aim Labs, I don't know what that is. Airship, don't know what it is. Axolotl, I'll let it pass by. If I get the chance to play it at zero cost, maybe. Alan Wake 2 I've already played. Trucker, there are no Alien Hominid. I don't care about any HD releases or whatever. Aliens Dark Descent, let it pass by. All one VR, I don't know. Amanda Adventure, I don't know. American Arcadia. We'll hopefully play it at some point. I've heard some pretty darn good things about that one. Or good thing about Aliens Dark Descent. There are just so many games that are like a higher priority than it for me. Amnesia, no interest. Don't know our Arcade Full of Cats. I don't know what that is. Anemiopolis? I'd like to play the full version of that eventually. Yeah. Anonymous Code, maybe. Some point. Don't know Anthology of Fear. I've seen Anvil Saga, but I haven't read. I don't know Anvil, Ape War, Apex Point. Arc Runner. But I know Arc Runner.
Rated T for teen.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't really like the look of this. Arc Runner, no interest. Arizona Sunshine's VR, so that's not Arc. I don't care about. Arma, I don't care about. Armored Core, whatever. I don't know what this one is. It looks like a Toho, but I can't tell. No, I'm only looking up trailers for ones that I know of. And like want to get quickly reminded of. Like I'm not gonna watch a whole bunch of trailers for games I don't know. The Way game. None of these look like the game I see here. So sorry, you're going in the dummy. Assassin's Creed Mirage. Looks bad. I'm gonna say it. It looks like Assassin's Creed, but foreigner. Astral Ascent. Want to play ASAP. I did pick that one up. Estrella, I would like to play in this year. We're getting the roguelikes up here. Look at them, PSD roguelikes. Oh, this is the Atelier Marie remake that they did. I'd like to play it eventually. The Ryza series can pass me by. Atlas Fallen, maybe if it's like on Game Pass or something. The game did not get very good reviews, but I want to surf around the sand and do action-y combat. Roguelike, just for your notes. Okay, in the term that I use it would more, you know, accurately be called roguelite, but who gives a shit? It is about gameplay, recurring gameplay loops that you get incremental progress in between each loop, as well as like sorry. No. That's your answer. No, I cannot. You die and you have to restart, and you make incremental progress and get upgrades and unlock more shit every time you die and get points and whatever. But also you're trying to get as far as you can to complete runs, and hopefully completing runs unlocks more stuff. Atomic Heart, I have it. And that's as much as I can say. Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. Looks bad. If it's on Game Pass, I might try it. Avatar looks awful. That game looks shit. Back to the Dawn, I didn't even realize I was out. I like Bad Adventure. It's like the Anthro-Animal Prison Simulator game. By the way, can y'all see this or should I zoom in a bit? Let me know. The Toho game is the one that's... Oh, that's the SMT Toho game. Alright. Alright. Definitely will play that at some point. I have that wishlisted. I just couldn't see the title. I mean, aren't Ubisoft Plus games also on Game Pass at times? I know what Backfirewall is. Backpack Hero. I'd like to play it eventually. The roguelike dungeon crawler, but the primary mechanic is managing your inventory like a RE style. Baldur's Gate 3 is... It's the next one, I think, for me from this year. That's not true. I want to play it. I already have my next one. It's not that, but I want to play it. I don't know what Bang on Balls is. Barotrauma, I did play a little bit of, but I'll say I have it. I'd like to play it properly. Oh no, wait. Did I just play a demo of Barotrauma? Am I lying? That's funny. I open up Steam and suddenly get an ad for Backpack Hero being 28% off. Sorry, I'm not buying any more games for quite some time. We're back on the monthly games thanks to Twitch. Thanks to you guys. No, you know what? Barotrauma, I'm gonna let it pass me by. It is interesting, but there's too much stuff. Too much stuff. Bad Boy, I would like to play it at some point. Like a fun, ready action game. Battle Bands, I don't know. Battle Shapers, I'll let it pass me by. Doesn't look very interesting. Don't know what Battle Talent is, or Battle Bit Remastered, or Battle Cakes, or Battle Group. I think that's Bayonetta Origins. I think that's Bayonetta Origins, but like in a different language. Horizon the Lost Forest is... I do want to play that ASAP, but yeah, I don't know when I'll get to play it, but that's a high priority one for me. Bee Island, I don't know. Below the Stone, I don't know. Beneath Oresa is a roguelike weapon fighting card game. It looks like you're watching someone play Soul Calibur to some degree, but like with a cel-shaded art style. But deck building, and I'm very interested. I don't want to play it. Bed and Brittle, I don't know. Beyond Contact, Wait, do I have Beyond Contact in this list as well? No. Okay, so it's not the game I thought it might be, so I'm not interested. Big Ambitions, I don't know. Big Prototype, Birth, I don't know. Fish Bash Bots, I don't know. Bit Trip Rerunner, I'd like to play it eventually. Maybe. I have other Bit Trip runners I can play first. Black Skylands, I do want to play. And I think I have it. Did I buy Black Skylands? I think it might be one of the games I picked up in the sale. It is, yeah, I picked it up. I have it. Airships, yeah, it's like a top-down airship commander game. Blackout Protocol. Blank, I thought looked interesting initially, but everything I've heard of it has kind of been bleh, so let it pass by. Blasphemous 2, I will play it at some point. There are Metroidvanias I want to play before it, even though I'm sure I will enjoy it. Blaze Blue Entropy Effect, maybe a weird roguelike Metroidvania, but you're playing as Blaze Blue characters. It came out of some sort of nowhere for me. Blazing Sails, I feel like I heard that somewhere, but I don't know it. I don't know what that game's even called. Bleak Sword DX, I would like to play it this year. It looks neat. Blood Bowl 3, maybe. A lot of the complaints about it are that it is super microtransaction-y. Like you have to buy a lot of stuff to get the full game. But Blood Bowl 2 was that to a degree in terms of like games and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what shape it's in like a year or so. Blood West. Which one's Blood West? Okay, I don't actually think I've seen this one, but I think I might want to take a look at it. Maybe. Bloody hell, I don't know. Bluey. We gotta let it pass by, unfortunately. I don't know what this game is. Bokura sounds familiar. Oh, yeah, that's right. Dimension hopping adventure puzzle game. I'll let it pass me by. I mean, it seems like it could, by all means, be quite nice, but I got too many games like fucking Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which I own. But I want to play Jet Set Radio again before I play it, because I haven't played Jet Set Radio in ages. Book of Hours, I can't really remember, so I'm just going to put it there. Bobble Battle, I don't know. Born Again, I don't know. Born to Bread, I've heard people talk about, but Bramble would like to play eventually. Seems like it could be neat. Creatures I don't know. Fred and Fred, I think I'm just at this point going to let it pass me by. It seems like a really cool game. But it's only couch co-op. And while it looks like it might be a fun platformer by itself, I think it would really be really fun with someone to play with. Breakout 3, I don't know. Brick Rigs, I don't know. Bronzebeard's Tavern, I don't know. Brotato, I have no interest in. Bum Simulator, nope. No interest in it, unfortunately. Modern Warfare 3 looks bad. Car Sale Simulator, don't know. Cars and Castles, I don't know. Cassette Beasts. Would like to play it eventually. Castle Secrets, I don't know. Cats and Geek, I don't know. Hidden Cat Games, I don't get out of the way. What is Cavalry Girls? I said I wouldn't be looking up games that I didn't know, but... What is Cavalry Girls? Mecha anime top-down shooter tower defense. Arc Knights? Never mind. Cave Crawler, I don't know. Cave Crawlers, I don't know. Cavern of Dreams is a maybe. I enjoyed the demo, but I did get kind of stuck in it and a little frustrated with where I got stuck. Chance of Sonar sounds very interesting. That's we'll play at some point for me. Checkmate Showdown, I don't know. Chef Life, I don't know. Chessrama, I don't know any of these ones. I think these are all by that one indie horror game dev. Circuit Superstar, I don't know. City Skylines 2, man, I thought I was gonna like play the first one whenever they fully updated it, and then they just made a second one. Would like to play it eventually. Don't know City Driver. The new Clash game, I would like to play it at some point, for sure. Class of 09 seems kind of funny. It seems to take a very flippant view on some things that might be a bit trigger warning-y as a comedy game that is looking at everything fucked up about school. I think I'd like to play it eventually. Maybe not stream it. What about Core? Is a maybe. I've heard like really good things about it. The trailer looked just alright to me. Cocoon is, you know, that is hopefully going to play that in the first third or first quarter of the year. Coffee Talk, I'll let it pass by. Colony Ship, I don't know. Don't know Combat Master. Company of Heroes, I barely know. Conquistador, I don't know. Contraband Police, no interest. Cookie Cutter, would like to play eventually. Like a fun, actually, Metroidvania. Coral Island, not much interest in that. Porn Kids 64, probably gonna let it pass me by. I've heard some decent things about it. I think San, you had a mostly positive experience, but it kind of fell off at the end. Corpse Keeper, I enjoyed the demo, but it's a maybe. There's just so many games. Counter-Strike 2, no interest. Country Balls looks bad. Does not. I don't even know as a game. Crab Champions, I don't know. Crash Team Rumble looks bad. Cricket 24, get out of here. Oh shit! What do you call this game with Michael Madsen in it? Something City Crime Boss or something County Crime Boss. It looks bad, but if I got the opportunity to play it for free, it does look like it'll be quite amusing. Rockay City, yeah, I think it's something like that. Crime O'Clock, no interest, fortunately. Crimson Snow, I don't know. Crop Rotation, I don't know. Cross Blitz looks interesting. That's what I would like to play eventually. That's like a... I think it's like a... You'd call it like a roguelike deck building dungeon crawler with a party type deal. Try Mashing. I didn't even realize that game was out. Probably gonna let that one pass by. Oh yeah, I will. I'll for the 2024 one. I'll straight up like post a link to it as well. I can post a link to this one if someone wants to do this one as well. This is probably like both GOTY and gives you my little playlist. All right, this is getting pretty big, so let's get rid of that. Add another dummy list below. Every now and then we just flush the dummy list. Cuisinier, looking maybe. Looks like it'd be kind of fun, but also looks very like a big investment. I don't know what Cursor Blade is. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. I got it. I really want to play it since the updates. I forget what Cygnus is. Don't care about Strong Bad. Dark Envoy. That name's familiar. No. Darkest Dungeon 2 is... I'm going to play it in this year, definitely. I think it's not officially out in 1.0. Yeah, Zeke, I hear the improvements they made to it actually make like, quite a huge difference. Dave the Diver is one that I already own for sure and definitely do want to play. I mean, I like cyberpunk settings. And I like first-person shooty games in open worlds. Dead Island 2 is a maybe. Could be a fun bash. Dead Signal, I don't know. Dead Space, also a maybe. I've never really had proper like long experience with the series, so I know like a lot of people probably highly recommend. You know, just for the sake of I would like to try it. I would like to try the series. How'd the retrospection go? I can run it down for you real quick if you'd like. Oh, what the fuck? When I tried to save it... Never mind, I'm gonna have to look through the VOD to save it, because whenever I tried to save the actual image, it saved a blank fucking page. That's great. In closing... Oh, okay, you had audio for most of it? Oh, and yeah, you heard. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Man, that's annoying. I'm gonna have to go back and just get a screenshot of the whole thing. Disrespectful to Resident Evil 4 remake to not want to play Dead Space remake. Dead Link, I don't know. Death from Above, I don't know. Death Must Die sounds familiar. Fucking Asmongold everywhere. Pimmy, I made a one-time. Oh yes, I heard this was actually one of the better Survivor likes. So maybe at some point would like to play eventually. Sure. Decarnation is another would like to play eventually. Horror top-down adventure game gets all surreal. Looks kind of interesting. Deceive Inc. No interest. Deepest Chamber, I don't know. Definitely not fried chicken. Not so much. Deflector, I don't know. Deliver Us to Mars, no interest. I don't know what that is. Desolatium, I don't know. Destiny 2, no interest. Detective Pikachu looks bad. It does look bad. Does not look like a good game. Diablo 4. I was hot on this. And it's just kind of like got cooler on it. Not because of the reception, but just because more games came out that I wanted to play more. But I still will play at some point for me. Die in the Dungeons Origins. Yep, I mean it's a demo that anyone can play. I'm hoping to play it soon. Digimon World. I mean that's a re-release, I don't care. Dinky Guardians, don't know. Disfigure, I don't know. Disgaea, no interest. Dreamlight Valley looks bad. Illusion Island looks awful. Speedstorm also looks bad, but I might give it a try since it's like free. Don't know. Do Not Be the Monkeys, or Don't Scream, or Doomblade, or Doomsday Hunter. Dordogne. That's a maybe. I would like to not have it pass by completely. Yeah, the thing about Cobalt Core is that I just feel like I feel like I'd get what I want from that game from FTL. But, you know, if I could give it a try, I would. Dot Age. No, not much interest. Double Dragon Gaiden. I'd like to play eventually. Dragon Quest Monsters, I do want to play at some point. It does look. Apparently they've improved the performance a bit with the latest patch. Who the fuck knows? Dragonair, I don't know. Dread Templar, I don't know. Dream Team Basketball, I don't know. Can't tell what this game's supposed to be. Doesn't know. Dredge, I'd like to play at some point. It would be up here, or even up here if I had it already, but I don't, so let me wait on that one. Driftwood is a maybe. Looks like a nice chill game to play for an hour. I don't know which Dune game that is, but Dune Spice Wars is, I'm gonna let it pass me by. Could be cool, but I'm okay. Dungeon Drafters, I would like to play eventually. No, Dungeon Drafters look really cool actually. I'm gonna bump that up there if I can get that on a good like seal. But Dragon Quest Monsters should be the Armored Core 6 of Final Fantasy. Anything is possible except that. Dungeons, I don't really know. Dwarves, I don't know. Dwelvers, I don't know. Something Masters, FC, no. Earth, El Paso Elsewhere is I will play this year. I meant to play it last year. I have it. But, you know, just got bumped and shoveled around. I thought Spice Wars was an RTS. Elder Scrolls, not even gonna count it. Elderon's familiar. Is that a Metroidvania? Sure is. Oh. Wait, no, it's not. Is it a roguelike or is it different characters? You know what? If I could get that on sale or like... I don't know. It's a maybe. It's a maybe for me. If I could get the opportunity to try it out quite easily, I would. On Guard? On Guard's another maybe. I'm not sure if they added the variety I was hoping to see from that game because it didn't seem to make a splash with like the people I saw who actually played it. Endless Dungeon, maybe? I don't know, Endless Monday. Erisys sounds familiar. More like Erisys, am I right? Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not much interested. Don't know Escape the Mansion, Escape Memoirs, Espresso Tycoon, Estate Agent. Eternal Return? Is that the game where you fight with a suitcase? what 1000 hours of Eternal Return looks like. Oh, it's a anime survival battle arena. Oh, and it's MOBA styled? Nah. Eternites I do want to play. It seems neat. That is the kind of Persona but character action game, you might call it. Eternium I don't know. Serial I don't know. I knew I wasn't gonna say re-releases, but I want to play it. I want to play it. To cope point? Am I coping about it? That sale ran out just as I freed up the money to get the 3 Etrian Odysseys at £40. I'm in so much pain about it. I'm in so much pain about it. Because I can't really justify spending the 70 on them. But that's a we'll play at some point. This is, for me, this represents all the Etrian Odysseys. They'll be on sale again, but that deep? Probably. Just be patient. I know what this game is. Everspace 2. Want to play that this year. Really want to play that this year. It's on Game Pass. If it gets to the point where it's running out on Game Pass, that is going to get bumped right on the list. I don't. Oh, everybody want to switch? No. I don't know. Evil Nun, or Evil Leans, or Executive Assault, or Exogate. Exoprimal, maybe. For a laugh. Nah, fuck it. Let it pass by. There's too many games. Let it pass by. Don't know extremely powerful capybaras. Don't care about the F1s or Fable Dims. Fading Afternoon. I bought it. I have it. I'm gonna play it this year. Fae Farm, no interest. Full of Porcupine, don't remember. Farrell, I don't know. I don't know what that game is. Farwell Pioneers. Fashion Dreamer. I have a dream of playing it competitively against AO Hell and having people blind test to see who is the better fashionista. But I don't know how reasonable that is because it's a fucking full price game. I don't know what Fast and Low is. Project Zero, I mean, it is a re-release. But I do want to play it. And if I want to play a re-release enough, I'll count it. Fatal Zone, I don't know. Fate Samurai Remnant, I do want to play. I'm going to say I will play it. I don't like Fate, but I like how that game looks. I don't know Fear the Spotlight or Fears the Fathom. Figment 2, no interest. Final Fantasy I played. What's this? Is that Ever Crisis? Whatever. Firmament, I don't know. Freddy. Flashback 2 looks awful. I was so excited whenever they announced that, and it looks awful. I don't know what this is. Flyout, Soccer Kids, Football Manager 2024. Gonna play it eventually. For the King 2. I'd like to play at some point. Forever Skies, I'm gonna let it pass me by. It looks kind of neat, but Forgive Me Father, maybe. Might try the first one. Might let Taylor play it first, and if he just says skip Forgive Me Father 1, play the second one. Forspoken is still would like to play eventually. You know, it seems to have largely Forspoken seems to have largely been forgotten. But wait, didn't Taylor tier list the first game? Did Taylor play the second as well? Port Solace, not interested. I don't know what that is. Forza Motorsport. I'd like to play it eventually. It's on Game Pass. I should probably just give it a try at some point. Friends vs. Friends is a maybe. Like, if that game survives long enough for me to try it, that'd be neat. I don't know that. Front Mission 2. I'll say eventually. I might just end up playing the original. Fuga 2 is we'll play at some point. That, you know, these are the ones that I am definitely committed to playing at some point. These are would like to play if I can like get the time for them, or if I can get them at, you know, 0 or next to cost. Gal Guardians is also in there. Would like to play. I just like indie creates Castlevania but cute girls thing. Galactic Civilizations. I don't really know that one. What he calls Bandits of Sherwood, Band of Sherwood, Thieves of Sherwood looks awful. I don't know the Garden Band games. I know that like some people are quite into them, but I don't know them. Don't know Gatekeeper. Ghost Trick is a we'll play at some point. I don't know the Ghostbusters games. Ghost Runner 2 is we'll play in 2024. I already have it. I don't know Ghost of Tabors or Ginka or Girl Genius or Glass. Glimmer in Mirror looks neat. I'd like to play it at some point. It's a very nice looking, if I'm correct. It's a shmup of some sorts. Really nice looking shmup. Oh, it's not looking like a shmup. Did I confuse it with a different game? Yeah, I thought it might be either a shmup or a Metroidvania, but I went wrong with it. Okay, Glimmer and Mirror is not the game I was thinking of. That's what I would like to play eventually. Pringle flavors. Their version of cheese and onion, I forget what you call it, but that's number 1. Gloomgrave, I feel like I know. I like their slightly spicy barbecue one. And then I just like their straight up like smoky meat one. Dungeon crawling roguelike. It could be neat, but I'm gonna let it pass me by. God of Rock. Let me pass. I thought it might look interesting, but apparently it's not very good. God of Weapons, I don't know. Nor Golf It. Nor Goobies. Nor Good Pizza, Great Pizza. Goodbye Volcano High, I'm not interested in. Gourd is a maybe. Gourd actually looks kind of cool. I don't know Gorebox or Gorilla Tag. Grand Blue Fantasy Rising is... I will play it at some point, and that point will be whenever they release 2B. Probably not 2B, but like at some point, whenever there's enough DLC that it has a ridiculous roster for me to explore. Just making sure it doesn't... Oh my god, there's so many games here, and it does dump the ones down at the bottom that you get off the list. But that's okay, because they're in alphabetic order, so whenever we get to A, we'll know that we've got there again. What everyone doesn't know is that I'm actually subtly reactivating Rune's defense by having dummy flash up in front of him time and time again. Grand Emprise, I don't know. Granny Remake, I don't know. I don't know what this grapple game is. Gravity Circuit looks sick. I'm hoping I'll play that this year. I don't have it yet. Great Houses of Calderia. I would like to play it eventually. It's like a sort of Crusader King style grand strat game, but in a fantasy realm with like more focus on a sort of like single player plot thing. Plot focus. Read is good, I don't know. I'm not gonna read that one, I don't know. Well, I will because, you know. Actually, what is Grimlord? You have me with a title like Grimlord? Dark Souls in VR? Goodbye. Gumbrella. We'll play at some point. Wait, do I have Gumbrella? I do. I forgot I have Gumbrella. I have it. Gunhead, I have it as well. Gunsmith Simulator, I don't know. I don't know Guilt or Hitting and Tactics. Halls of Torment I played, but Hammer's Watch, I'll let it pass by. It could be neat, but too many games. Hard Hat, I don't know. Harmony, let it pass by. It looked like it could have been an interesting Decisions Matter adventure sort of game. Harvest Moon, no interest. I'd rather play the Story of Season games. Have a Nice Death, would like to play eventually. Another 2D roguelike action game. Hawk and Reborn. I'm gonna say looks bad. No. Maybe. The looks bad is purely from the negative reception, but I'm still curious to try it. Headbangers does look bad, however, I don't want to touch that shit. Hezroll, I don't know. Don't know what that game is. Hellboy looks awful. Hellguard, I don't know. Let me see what that game is. Havoc. Heretic's Fork. I have it already. Night Swede. Good luck with your outing tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hero's Adventure. I'll let it pass by. Like a... Exarch I'll also let pass by. Hero's Adventure was like a cultivation RPG style thing. Hi-Fi Rush already played. High-Rise City, I don't know. Hogwarts looks bad. I don't know what this is, but there's an interesting cover. Who's the sad girl? And how can I be that sad? Hirihu. Hihiru, rather. Good for her. I don't know it. Hollow Cocoon, I don't know. Hollow Cure, I don't know. Or Hollow Parade. Homebody sounds familiar, but I'm not going to go to look it up. Honkai Star Rail is a no interest for me. Horizon, Follow the Mountain, whatever. Burning Shores, I don't care about. Hot Wheels 2 would like to play eventually. I still have to play the first one. Is Knuckle Sandwich on this list? Probably. It's got everything else. Hotel, I don't know. House Flipper 2, not much interest in. Humanity, I'm gonna play that ASAP. That's up here. That's with these ones. So far, the only one in the ASAP games that I don't already have is, or at least have access to, is Bayonetta Origins. Don't know the Humanity game. I don't know the I Am Future, or I Am Your Present, or I Expect You to Die, or I The Forgotten One, or I Wanna Mecha, or Idling Gears, or whatever this is. Icky Unite, I would like to play eventually. It seems like they've turned an old NES game that was not very well received at all into a sort of survivor style game. Kind of funny. Econite Island, I don't know. Nor Ill Will, nor Alicia, nor I'm on Observation Duty. Immortals of Avium, not going to say looks bad. Just not interested. It doesn't look very interesting. Like, despite the fact they've gone for this, you know, high magic setting. Here is a visual novel. I assumed, but thank you for letting me know. In Sync, I don't know. In Stars and Time seems interesting. It's, you know, another quirky indie RPG, but one about dying over and over again. And like every death sort of counts, and you can play on from it. Dragon Quest Warriors Kai, Infinity Strash looks bad. Infraspace, I don't know. Inkbind sounds familiar. Story-rich tactical action roguelike. Is this the one where you have like 3 people sort of situated around? Oh no, it's not. No. Not interested. Just purely from a visual standpoint. Just... Inculinati. Shit, what do you call the one that was like... It's not Inculinati, but it's like similar... That's a maybe for me. I think it's still on Game Pass. But what's the one that's like... It's a mystery game. And it's like the old Pentiment. If Pentiment's here, I gotta bump that up. I can't forget Pentiment. Thank you, Suprini. Don't know this. Don't know Into the Flames or Invector or this Invincible Atom Eve game. Islands of the Caliph. I would like to play that at some point. If I remember rightly, that is the first person dungeon crawler game with like, yeah, this heavy Arabian flavor that is sort of reminiscent of things like your old Might and Magics and your older Dungeons and Dragons games. I think that looks really neat. First Persian dungeon crawler with an Arabian flavor. I didn't say it. That wasn't a, you know, Freudian mental slip. That was literally just my mouth was too lazy. It did not say the things. Jagged Alliance 3. I'll let it pass me by. Don't know what Jected. Oh wait, Jected is the one where it's like you're on cars and you just get ejected from your cars. No. Jedi Survivor, maybe? Maybe? Jet the Far Shore, I'd like to play eventually, sure. I don't know what this is. Nor Jisatsu, nor Joyville, nor Juice Colony. Jumanji looks as bad as the other Jumanji game. Jump Light Odyssey. Man, that's one of those sad ones. I think Jump Light Odyssey is that team that, like, after they got their game to the point of launch or like gold, they were all let go. Or like they had to shutter. It looked like a sort of neat spaceship sim management and like narrative game, but yeah, not up there for me. Juno, I don't know. Jusant, I played. Jusant, I don't care about. Just King, I don't know. Kaku. I don't know what this game is. Karmazu is, I think I have Karmazu already. Let me check. Fairly certain I bought Karmazu. I did buy Karmazu. I'll play that in 2024. I'm very curious about it. Guardian Superstars, Kerbal Space Program. There's no interest for me in those games. Killer Frequency, no. King of the Castle we played. Didn't realize it was this year. Don't know what that game is. Kingpin, I don't know. That's a re-release. Giant vs. Knight. Right, Knuckle Sandwich. Remind me what Knuckle Sandwich is. Jisatsu is a walk-around horror game. Higher effort than Chilla's art tier. Chilla's art. That's the one. That's the indie dev of all those games we saw up there that I forgot. Thank you. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's the one with the funky battle system, right? It is. Yeah, Knuckle Sandwich. Thank you. Bryn, I wouldn't have looked at that one if you had not reminded me. I don't think so. I'm gonna... That's a we'll play at some point thing. That's a... You know, sit on it. If we get the opportunity, we go for it. Koa looks like a kind of cute 3D platformer. I think I'd like to play it eventually. I don't know Codon or Kona Broom. I don't know what that game is. That's something night. Kill night? I have no idea. Labyrinthine, I don't know. Laika covered in blood, I think it's called. Laika something in blood. It's like a Trails shooting Metroidvania. It looks so sick. So I'm hoping to play that at some point. Like Haven, I don't know. Lakeburg Legacies. Let it pass by. I thought it might be good, but apparently the reviews are not very hot on it, and they speak of things that I was worried it might have. Land of the Vikings, I don't know. Landfall Archives, I don't know. I don't know this, or Last Holiday, or Last Train Home, or something Wormtown, or Layers of Fear. What's the chat on that? I don't know what the chat on Layers of Fear is. Leica Age 3 Blood, thank you. I think I'm gonna let it pass by, whatever the case is. I don't know what this is. Trails in the Sky. Huh? Why are we getting a Trails in the Sky game? Did they not all release already? There's a Fears re-release? Oh, okay. Well then we'll just bump it off the list anyway. Get bumped. But no Legendary Creatures 2. Lego 2K Drive. I think that's on Game Pass. I'd like to maybe give that a try at some point. I think... Wait, let me check. Is that on Game Pass? Is this so? I'm going to put it on the scoop list. The app is being slow to launch. I'll instead check the icon. No, it's not on Game Pass. It's not on PlayStation either. So probably I'll say where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? Where'd I put the Lego game? No, maybe it's a good point. Maybe it's a good place for it. Lethal Combat I played. Let's School. I'm gonna let Let's School actually looks pretty fun. Not gonna lie, but I'm gonna let it pass. Liberté. Why do I remember Liberté? Where is FF13, the game that released this year? Who knows? It's like French Revolution magic roguelike. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting concept, but the game actually didn't. I remember thinking the game didn't look so great, so I'll say let it pass by. Lies of P. We'll play it in 2024. Like all these games. Don't know what Lie is. Life of Delta. Man who erased his name is would like to play eventually. Ishin, I'm gonna play this year. Because it's a standalone thing. It's easier to do that. Lilith wants to buy your soul. Not interested in. Little Miss Goody Two Shoes or Little Goody Two Shoes, whatever you call it. That's maybe that could be fun. Live Alive is I have it. I don't know if it. I have so many RPGs. I don't know if it's one of the ones I'm going to get to play this year, but I do have it. I do want to play it. Losers Must Die. I don't know. Lottle Not. No interest. I don't know this one, or this one, or this one. Gollum. It's gonna be fun playing that together, right? Surely Gollum will be fun for us to play together. Lords of the Fallen, maybe. It didn't really. At no point did it really like do the thing to make me super interested. Luck Be a Landlord. Nah, I think I'll skip that one. Lunacid is another one to get played this year. Lunacy, I don't know. Lunark looks interesting. Lunark looks like the sort of cinematic platformer that I was hoping Flashback 2 would be. I'll say I would like to play eventually. I'd be surprised by Lords of Shadow. Lunar Lux is, I believe, that game that was like an RPG. It looked kind of Mega Man Battle Network-ish. That I'm gonna let pass by. It looked like it could be neat, but didn't do enough to grab me. I don't know any of these games. Magic Craft. Meal Time. I'll let that pass by. I only have so much of a thirst for, you know, cutesy cozy games. Spider-Man 2. Want to play that ASAP. Mask of the Rose, I don't know. Nor this game, nor Meat Grinder, nor Mechabellum. Meet Your Maker, not interested in. The Mega Man X game, wait, shit, do you have to pay for that now? If it's free to play, if I can get it like $2 at some point, it might be funny to try a Mega Man offline mobile game. Don't know this game or this. Metroid Prime Remastered. I will definitely play at some point. Maya the Dragon Princess, I don't know. Miasma Chronicles, I'd like to play at some point. That's the game that got released by the people who made Mutant Year Zero, I think it was called. It's like a narrative XCOM-y style game with a limited roster. I think you get like 3 characters. I think that's quite an interesting take on it. Micro Civilization, I don't know. Pulse Recharge, I don't know. Mind Over Magic. Familiar title somehow, but out of my head. Minecraft Legends looks bad. No, thank you. Mineko's Night Market. I think I'm gonna let it pass me by. I don't know. Minute, I don't know. Missing Hiker, I don't know. Normal Factory. Gundam Battle Operation 2, maybe? The Gundam Battle Operation Codename Fairy, or Operation Codename Fairy, is the one that I want to play. That is like, that's the one that takes the gameplay of those games but makes it a single player game with a narrative. Monu, the dungeon crawler, nah. Monster Hunter 9, I already played. Moons of Darsalon, I do want to play that. Moons of Darsalon looks neat. I don't know if Liberté is a deck building roguelike, but it is a top-down action roguelike that didn't look super good, but yeah, it did have those French Revolution trappings, so I don't know, maybe you want to check it out. Moonstone Island, I'll let pass me by. Mortal Kombat 1. Looks bad. I don't like the look of Mortal Kombat 1, I'll say it. Mortal, I don't know. Mossalisa, or Mossalina, rather. I would like to play eventually. Don't know Movie House. Movie Night 2. Oh, Mr. Saito? I think I'll let that pass me by. It's not like completely without interest, but too many games. Movie Night 2, no interest. Don't know Mr. Sun's Hotbox, or Munchkin Digital, or My Something Setup. My Friendly Neighborhood. I've heard good things about it, but the whole puppet horror is kind of a hard sell for me at this point. Oh, My Hero Ultra Rumble. We're definitely getting, that's already on the scope list. It's just a matter of time. Okay, let me make sure that it is. I don't know why the My Hero Academia games never get the full My Hero Academia title. It's weird. My Time at Sandrock is no interest. Myth Force, maybe? Don't know this Dungeon Master one. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm's Connections is we'll play eventually. Sports. All-Star Brawl doesn't look good. Night Loops, I don't know. No One Survived. No Sun to Worship. Nocturne. Noob. Oaken does not look too interesting to me. you know, a roguelike tactical game, you think I would enjoy it, but nah. Oblivion Override, I will play that when that reaches 1.0 this year. I really enjoyed the time I had with it. Occupy Mars, I don't know. Octopath Traveler. I'm gonna play it this year. That's right, I'm playing both Octopaths this year. It's happening. I already have it. It's good to go. Ogie Ballers, I don't know. Blades and Teals, I'm not sure I know. Old School, I don't know. Omega Strikers, I played enough to know I'm not interested. When I'm Robber, I don't know. I know one more gate. One Piece Odyssey? Maybe at some... Oh shit, that Oni game came out? Whenever I try to look up Oni... Oh, here it is. Road to be the mightiest Oni. That is not promising gameplay. I'll tell you that much. Can do a special move. I think we'll let Oni pass us by. Yeah, Oni Road to the Mightiest Oni is not what I'd call the best title, for sure. Only Up looks bad. Don't know Arbo. Ox though, I don't remember. Yeah, I want to for some reason I always get these ones like the titles feel associated to something interesting. Is this the Hotline Miami top down? It is, but it's not the one that looked as interesting. There's another one that like this that released this year that looked better. I remember what it is. That's not Otso. I'm just gonna say no interest on that one. Don't know Outliver or Outpath. Overwatch 2 looks bad. Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals is I would like to play eventually. Don't know Pact of Joy or Paleo Pines or Paranoid. Paranormasight is another I would like to play eventually. I've heard good things about that one. EXO, thank you for the 13-2. Yeah, Laika H3 Blood seems really cool. I didn't realize it had a 1.0 release. I thought there was just like a demo out of it, but I'm totally down to play that. That's in the we'll play at some point here. Park Beyond, no interest. I don't know, Parking Tycoon or Party Animals is no interest. Patch Quest is a maybe. Paw Patrol. Sorry. Payday 3 also looks bad, as does Peppa Pig. Perish, I don't remember. Man, Persona 5 Tactica, I was excited to play that, but it's just time and games. The power game I put in dummy. Paranoid? Yeah, I don't know, dummy. Put something else in the tier you meant for that one. I mean, Paranoid's supposed to be in dummy because I don't know that one. I don't know if there's another game. Random Galaxies, I don't know. Barrow, I don't know. Ichion Dreams, I don't know. Pikmin 4. I will play it at some point, but I want to play the other Pikmins first. Pinball FX? Maybe. I like pinball. Pinball M though? No. Pioneers of Begonia, I don't know. Pizza Possum? Maybe. Could be fun. Pizza Tar is... want to play it ASAP. It's right up there. Once Scobie mentioned Paranormasight, the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. Oh, I think I put that in I want to play eventually, right? Yeah, that's where I want it. Don't know if I'd be Terraform. Planet of Lana, I'm hoping to play this year while it's still on Game Pass. Don't know this one, or this, or Plasma, or Playdown, or Pocket Bravery is a maybe. Looks like a real neat fighting game, but I don't think if I play it, I'll be playing it with anyone. I'll probably be doing like story mode stuff. I don't know how it'll hold up there. Pocket Mirror, I don't know. Pokemon Sleep, I don't care about. Polybridge, I don't know. Post Mouse? Who's posting mouse in chat? Process of Elimination. Isn't that game dead? Like, is that not no longer playable? Oh no, no, I was thinking of a different one. This is another dark and twisted death game visual novel. Oh shit, where'd I even put it? We'll never know. I don't know what this thing is, or this. Pseudo Regalia is 100% in the ASAPs. Let me play Pseudo Regalia. Don't know Pumping Simulator. Punch Club 2, I'm hoping to play this year. Puzzle Bobble, I would like to play eventually. You know, I love me some Puzzle Bobbles. Don't know Pyroworks, or Q, or whatever this quantum game is, or Quasimorph, or Raku something, or Radiant something, or Raidborn, or Railgrid, or Railroader, or Railroads and Catacombs, or Railway something, or Ransom, or Ratopia. Ravenbind. I played it for an hour and I thought the demo was neat, and then I saw full gameplay and it turned out that was the entire game. There wasn't much variety, so that's a no for me. Ravenlock is no interest. Is Raven's Watch that, dare I say it, top-down Hades-like? That has, like, fairy tale characters? Yes. Yes, it is. Is that in 1.0? That's what we'll play at some point. That looks real neat. Ready or Not looks bad. Reaver, I don't know. Red Line, I don't know. Redemption Reapers. I know it's not supposed to be a very great game, but I'm just here for this sad vibe, story-based strategy RPG that is written by the long-vanished writer of the Metal Gear codec conversations. Redfall looks bad. Don't know Refine Self, or Relic Hunter, or Remedium Remnant I'm playing. Repellafell, I have no idea. Or Requisition. None of these I don't know. Don't know Rewind or Die. Rhythm Sprite is a... would like to play eventually. It didn't grab me as much as like some other rhythm games have at a glance, but it'd be nice. Rise, I don't know. Nor Ride. Ripbot sounds familiar. What is Ripbot? No. Rise of Kong, like, it looks bad. No, I think I want to try Golem. I don't think I want to try Rise of Kong. Risk Rain I played. River City Rival Showdown I do want to play at some point. Like all Kunio-kun games. I don't know what this is. Oh, River Teals. Oh, River Teals actually was kind of neat. But I think I'm going to let it pass me by. It looks like, what do you call that game by FromSoft? With the two characters on either side of the screen, Cookie and... is it Cookie and Cream? When you watch people together, list the games you're definitely going to play. Do you ever get the feeling you're just directly paying for a man to life? Kinder to the pull... He's saying, kill me, Scoey. Just kill me and stop the eternal torment of the roguelike. Oh, not the roguelike, the backlog. Road 96 miles. I'm gonna say it looks bad because I don't actually think it looks bad, but I think it takes the whole concept and conceit of Road 96 and removes the interesting part from it. It's like Road 96 is a game where you're on a road trip and you have like not procedurally generated, but like randomly put together modules. So like you meet different characters along the way and you have like different journeys based on like what different things can happen, and you play as different characters. And this just turns it into like a set, straightforward narrative game. I don't know why you'd want to do that. RoboCop Rogue City is would like to play eventually. I've heard good things about it, but I'm not like super sold on it. RoboDunk, I'm not interested in. RoboQuest. Is this a first-person thing? Or isometric thing? Fast FPS roguelite. Oh yeah, no, I thought this one didn't look all that interesting. Is it on Game Pass? I think it is on Game Pass. If it's on Game Pass, it'll go on the scoop list. I think that might be why it's like been present in my mind, because I've been seeing it there. Rogue Spirit. I think there's one where you like you possess heaps. You know what? If I could get to play it for free or at very little cost, I'd give it a go. Something of Pacha, not interested. Rotoforce is hopefully getting played quite soon. Roll the Waves, I don't know. Rune Factory is maybe. Rungor Beginner Experience is one that I hope to play quite soon as well. Rusted Moss. God bless them for having Rusted Moss on this this list. Oh yeah, Rhythmos is the thing where you like move things around. Like move a little snake around and then it makes you're making sounds to solve. I'll let that pass by. It could be neat, but too many games like Sealing Era. I will play it at some point. I don't know if I'll try and do a full playthrough on stream, but a modern Uncharted Waters-esque naval life simulator with very nice art and not great translated dialogue. I'm in. Trailblazers, I don't know. Salt and Sacrifice, no interest. Then Samata Idol. Sanabi looks neat. Sanabi does look neat. I'm gonna put that in would like to play at some point in case anyone wants to see Sanabi. Super stylish looking action game. Oh, was it Fib? I did scoop Sealing Era, yeah, but I want to play the full thing. Remember when I was like, why does Sealing Era look so bad? Is something wrong with my graphics card? Why is this game broken? Motherfucker had darkness turned all the way down. Don't know Sanzora. Scars Above sounds familiar. Oh yeah, this is that third-person space shooty game. Yeah, it did not look good. Then Ocean Investigators, Sea of Stars. I would like to play it this year, especially before it goes off Game Pass. PS5, I don't know. Ciarama, I don't know. Season, I'll let pass me by. I didn't hear a lot of really positive chatter about it on any of these. Shadow Gambit, I would like to play eventually, if it ever, you know, goes on that deep discount sale. Shadows of Doubt, I will play at some point. That is a roguelike murder mystery / investigation game, where it's like you literally have to put together all the clues yourself and like try and solve the mystery as best as possible with whatever you find, and like you make your own mind map of clues and like try and connect the dots yourself. It's very interesting. Then Shadows of Forgotten Gods, Shard Punk. Sounds familiar. Yeah, no, I'm okay with Shard Punk. Not much interest. Sherlock Holmes I don't care about, nor these. Shogun's Showdown, is this the roguelike thing? Where it's like 2D. Yeah. Yeah. I would like to play this one. I think I'll say that's even a we'll play at some point. Show Gunners, I don't know. Silent Hill Ascension, fucking hell. Silent Hope, I'll let that pass me by. It's like a dungeon crawlery game. Silent Swan, I don't know. Sinking Iron, I don't know. Silva, I don't know. 6 Days in Fallujah, looks bad. Skater Gator 3D is a maybe. I remember Skybreakers. You're playing Silent Hope? Is it good? I feel like there are just... Oh man. Oh yes, that's, I remember seeing this. Like Chinese fantasy style 80s. Maybe. If I get the chance to play it at the low price of nothing or close to. No Slaughter, Slay the Princess, I'm hoping to play this year. Fingers crossed, don't have it yet, but at some point. Slayers X, I have it. I don't know if I'll play it this year, but I do have it. We'll get played at some point. Good action in the endgame has enough to crunch on. Yeah, I just think that there are other games that are gonna fit the same, scratch the same itch for me. I think I'll just skip it, but I hope you enjoy. Sludge Life, I already have it. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to it immediately. Sludge Life 2, I'm not gonna put it anywhere. You know, Sludge Life 2 is gonna be a maybe. I'm gonna have to see how I feel like the first one first. You could skip the demo on Switch. Oh, good to know. Good to know. Silent Hope Switch demo. If we ever land on it with the RNG, we might well see that. Small Saga, I would like to play eventually. Small Land, I don't know. Smurf's Cart looks awful. Mushi Come Home is like my maybe cozy game at the moment. Token Splash, I don't know. Solace, I don't know. Song of Nunu, the League of Legends game, I'll let pass by. Sonic Superstars is like, I'll play it eventually. Probably. It's a Sonic game. I feel kind of obligated as a fan of the series, or, you know, someone... I don't even know if I can call myself a Sonic fan at this point. Sonic is part of my life. If you're gonna get with me, you just have to accept that Sonic is like the mother of my child. We might not always be together, but he will always just be a part of my life. And whenever he does something, it affects me. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what Spell Disc is, but I'm interested in the title. I don't know, Garland, it's fine. Okay. Fine. Yeah, it looks too messy for me. Well, maybe. Spell Force, no interest. I don't know what the spin is. I think I know this one. Spirit. Is this like a vampire? Oh, never mind. I fucked it. Spirit Hunter's Infinite Horde. Yeah, that's a Vampire Survivors like. I'll let it pass me by. It's not one that grabbed my interest as much as. You know what? Fuck it. It's a maybe. If I get the opportunity, I will play it. Spirited Thief looks like it could be neat, but I'm just gonna let it pass you by. It could be neat. I have no idea. Same with Spirit T. SpongeBob, no interest. I could skip. Yeah, it doesn't matter like whether I can play them or not. Roll Staple, I don't know. Star Ocean Second Story R. Yeah, that's a hopeful we'll play at some point. You know, at some point I'll just buy another gaggle of RPGs. Starfield will play in 2024. Like, I feel like up here in this tier and above already has more games that I'm gonna get to from last year. Like, we're in the Cope territory already. Maybe we've always been there. Star Troopers, I'm gonna let it pass you by. It could be neat, but you know, I'm thinking I'll probably play Helldivers for that kind of vibe, unless it goes free at some point. Then we'll call it maybe. Stasis Bone Totem, I do want to play that also this year. Maybe Halloween times. I do have it already. Stasis Rebel, I don't know. Station to Station. Let it pass by, it looks neat. Dippledot, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. SteamWorld Build is a maybe, because I think is that on Game Pass? I think I might do another stream for 2024's games tomorrow. Yeah, I think, let me see if SteamWorld Build it's not on the maybe list, but I will put it there. Like, I'm not interested in committing to a full playthrough, but fuck it. I hear really good things about the SteamWorld games. Give it a try at the very least. It's in your best interest that the top two games contain more games in the third tier. Sunk cost? Does that apply? Am I not going to get to the point where these two top tiers are just so big that it's like, fuck it, I'll play no games. Alright, no, but these games are 100% happening some point this year. Like, 100%. These are like 70%. I've already bought the third tier, but I'm fine if I don't get around to them this year. I'd like to. Because you see, amongst all these things, we have this. We have this list to get through as well. And I can already see several 100% going to play games in here. And then we also have the fact that I do want to, you know, I'm not going to abandon retro games anytime soon. I'm going to try and get a healthy dose of games from other generations in. So we're just going to not think about it. On we go. Stellaris Nexus is a maybe. Big Business, I don't know. North Stone Story, I don't know what that game is. Story of Seasons is a maybe as well. Like if it ever went done on like price heavily. Storyteller is a maybe. If it was like on Game Pass or something, I'd like to give that a try. Looking up now to make sure it's not already on Game Pass. It's not. It's not. I'm safe. Stranded, not interested. Stray Blade, not interested. Stray Gods, the musical visual novel adventure game, is a maybe for me. If it ever becomes like super available. Stray Souls looks bad. Street Fighter, I've already played. Don't know this game. Don't know Striving for Light Survival, nor Strong Blade, nor Stronghold, nor Submachine, nor Subway Sim. Big game, not much interest. Some of Eterna, I'll let it pass by. Looks like it could be neat. That is the game by the Noctis Eterna, I think they're called. Like they're roguelike. And it could be neat, but you know, too many games. Too many games for all you guys, except Bomberman. Maybe Bomberman. Don't know, Sir Bunny. Rhythm Castle? Rhythm Castle? Oh, this is the Konami one. Did that get added to PlayStation Plus? No, it didn't. If it gets added to PlayStation Plus, I'd give it a go. That's a maybe. Mario Wonder is would like to play it eventually. As is Super Mario RPG. Like I have no intention of buying either of these games at full price. And it's Nintendo, so who the fuck knows if I'm gonna get to play them at all at that point. Don't know any of these. Supplice? Surrounded, Fountain of Youth, Reviving the Abyss, Svarog's Dream, Swarm Grinder, Swelter, something or other, Sandals, The Immortal, Synapse, Synced. System Shock is... we'll play at some point for sure. I just don't know when. Alright, let's refresh the dummy list. This is a very good list, by the way. Whoever compiled this, I don't think it tells you who compiled the list that you're on, but this is a good one. Teals, I think I'll let that pass you by. Same with Tainted Grail. Don't know this one. What is that? Seal of... something, no idea. Talos Principle 2 I hear is very good, so that's a maybe I would like to play eventually kind of deal. Tara, I don't know. Chia is, we're playing it this year. It's on PlayStation Plus. Tectonica, I don't know. Teleform, I don't know. Tennis Manager, I don't care about. Terra Nil, I would like to play eventually. Even for like a scoop. Terraformers, I don't know. Terra Escape, I don't know. Tesla Grad 2, I played the demo of that and really enjoyed it. That's a we'll play at some point. Testament, I don't know. Tevi is another we'll play at some point. It's the next game by the Ribby Rabby creators, but it looks both mechanically more fun and also less soul cringe inducing. 7th Guest VR, I wish it wasn't just VR. Forgotten Oath. Do I have you already? I think I have Forgotten Oath. Yeah, the Awakener Forgotten Oath. I've already got that. So we'll put that at some point. Baby in Yellow, I don't know. Backrooms, I don't know. The Banished Vault sounds familiar. Yeah, Tevi looks legitimately a lot of fun. I feel like I've heard of this game often, but I've never actually seen it. You know what? Sorry, you could be interested. Too many games. Same with the Bookwalker. Don't want to pass by. Don't know these. Cosmic Wheel Sisterhoods a maybe. It sounds kind of interesting. Kobe, if you give it the big wreck, then we might be talking. The day before, wah, wah. The Expanse, that's the new Telltale game, not interested. The Finals I played a bit of. I'm done. The Front and Norp Analog. So I've seen that title up, but I don't know what it is. The Invincible is a maybe. It didn't seem to make much of an impact, but I thought it looked kind of neat. Iron Oath, I don't know. Lamplighters League is like to play eventually. It's on Game Pass. Fairly certain I've already put it on. I have not put it on the scoop list, but I will put it on the scoop list. Give the big wreck to Steel Rising. Curious Case of Benedict Fox, or The Last Case of Benedict Fox, whatever it's called. I have it. The Last Spell. I'll let that pass by. Tales of Azure. I'm not even going to think about the Tales of series until I start playing the other ones. Return to Moria. Not interested. Maid Seeker. Maybe. If it like gets available super cheap at some point. Many pieces of Mr. Coup. No interest. Fortunately, animation looks great in that game, but you know, if it gets to a point where your artist says they fucked my game. I'm okay. I'm okay moving past. The Matchless Kung Fu, I don't know that one. Mildew Children, I don't know. Murder of Sonic, we're gonna play that at some point. Or Boss King, I don't know. Outlast Trials, no interest, unfortunately. Peel Beyond is a maybe. It looks neat. I think that's the one where you're like trying to survive in the Arctic. And it's like you're in a ship that is marooned in ice, much like in the latter part of Frankenstein. That's like a survival thing. Don't know the Pegasus Expedition, nor Pulse of Evil, nor Rents of Sunshine, nor The Shell. No, there's so many the games. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No interest, unfortunately. The Unliving, I'll give it a try at some point. I'm pretty sure I have a demo of it. Walking Dead Destiny looks awful. Don't know this one, or well, I played that one. The Last Faith didn't really catch my interest. It's like another sort of dark, gritty Metroidvania thing. Thirsty Suitors I've heard quite good things about, so I wouldn't mind giving it a try at some point. Thronefall is a yes. It's a high yes for me. And it does go on sale. Hopefully we'll get it for not too much at some point. Tiny Thor looks neat and it has really nice music from its trailers, but I think I've just got to let it pass me by. Like, too many. Too many games. Same with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Too many games. I'm sorry. Total War Pharaoh. Too many games. Like, Wait, there's more Toho games here? Right, we've already rated that one. I don't know what that Toho is. Toho New World is the East-like Toho. That is a will play at some point. On Asylum, I don't know. Don't know any of these. Trine 5? Nah, I'm done with Trine. They're very, very samey games at this point. Trinity Fusion, I do want to play. Hopefully get it whenever the price is nice. Troublemaker, I'm gonna say no interest. Unfortunately, it doesn't. A bit more polish. Turbo Overkill is Chainsaw Leg game. I would like to play it this year, if possible. Turok 3. Typecast. Unfortunately, here the Grandizer game was trash. Well, not here. I've seen it be trash. Ugly is no interest. I remember we saw a trailer for that at the OTK. I think it just did nothing for me. Under the Waves could be neat. That's a maybe. Undying is getting played. That is confirmed to get played. Because I got a code for it. And I thought it looked interesting. Unholy, I don't know. Uragun is like a top-down 3D floaty robot action board shootery style game. I'm hoping to play at some point. Luno Urbo or Vacuum Warrior. Not much interest in this Vampire the Masquerade game. Benba. I'd like to try it eventually. I've heard quite good things about it. Vengeance of Mr. Peppermint is like a maybe. Could be neat. Vernal Age is getting played this year. Hopefully, I do own it already and it looks neat. Viewfinder is another one that I would like to play, you know, quite soon, hopefully, if I can get it. Void Stranger is another one to get played this year. Not quite an ASAP thing, but the chat about it is really damn good, and I do have it. Man, Volcano Princess is maybe, like, I'm not sure if I can play a game about raising a princess here without assumptions about my character being made. Wall World is a maybe. I'd like to try it just to see how it compares to Dome Keeper, because it looks so damn close to Dome Keeper. Wandering Sword, I wanna at least get this game. This is the Wuxia HD 2D game. Wanted Dead. I've had it for some time. Gotta be its time soon. If you're already making an assumption of my character. No. Wargroove, I'd like to play it eventually. I want to play the first one on stream first. Warhammer Bolt Gun is the boomer shooter. Looks pretty neat. As does Rogue Trader. Rogue Trader being the CRPG. Realms of Ruin doesn't look too interesting. Don't know Warforge. I don't know Warhaven. I got confused. I thought it was War Tales for a second. I don't know Warhaven. WarioWare Move It. I'm gonna let it pass by just for the fact that I don't wanna. I don't have working Joy-Cons. Warlander, I don't know. War Tales is quite high for me. I want to play that this year. I just don't know if I'm gonna do it in a scoop or try and commit to a playthrough. Scoby, have you played War Tales yet? I need some sort of Scoby gamer to tell me whether it's Wayfinder does not look good. Katamari I've played. I don't know this game. I don't know Wheat Tanks or West Hunt or this one. Or this one. White Day 2. I still have to play White Day 1, but I'll say it's a maybe. Yeah, I feel about White Day 1. I enjoy what I played of it. Wild Hearts. Yeah, I want to play Wild Hearts. It might be my Monster Hunter for this year. Wild Frost looks like a neat deck builder roguelike game, but it doesn't matter whether I can get it at a good price or not. We play tanks. I'd rather we didn't. Witchfire. Is Witchfire out? I thought Witchfire looked neat. That's the knight with a gun and doing magic shit with the guns game. Also, welcome in Yoko. Witchbringer looks like it could be like a pretty cute RPG, but I'm gonna let it pass you by. Too many others that I'm interested in. Wizard with a Gun did not interest me from the get-go, unfortunately. Some wizardry game, I don't know what it is. World of War I've played. Wolong I want to play this year. I would like to play it before Rise of the Ronin. The Rise of the Ronin's out pretty early this year, I think. Worldless, I would like to play at some point. It looks real neat. WrestleQuest, I'm gonna let pass you by. I've heard it's actually pretty dull. Wretched Death, I don't know. This wrestling game looks bad, but I would like to play it. Xenotilt, hell yes. As soon as that's out, as soon as it's 1.0, it's an early access right now. As soon as that's 1.0, I'm gonna play it for at least a stream. Chuan Yuan Sword, maybe. I always wait for one writer to play that for me. Already have that one. Don't know that one. Don't know that one. Or that. Or that. Yomi Hustle I've already played. Man, Yomi Hustle should have been in the GOTY list. Shit. Don't know Z Zone or Z Fest or this or this or this or this or the other one. So that is the final list. I mean, EA, I don't think EA is gonna like, you know, I have no interest in playing Wild Hearts online in multiplayer. And I don't exactly suspect that EA is gonna remove the game from storefronts or anything. Yomi Hustle released in November 2020. Okay, okay. That's why it wasn't on the list in that case. Good game though. Yomi Hustle was a good game. I think I played it this year all the same, but yeah, if it released last year, I'm not worried about it. Alright, let's see. Fucking hell. The games that I want to play ASAP are Baldur's Gate, Against the Storm. Against the Storm is definitely getting played soonish, like in weeks' times. Astral Ascent, Bayonetta, Origins. I don't own this yet. I'm gonna put that in just because I don't own it. Cyberpunk, Cocoon. I could probably, you know, I could play it in a session or two. Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, Humanity, Spider-Man 2, Pizza Tower, Rotoforce, Rungor, Pseudo Regalia, Undying, Wanted Dead. Xenotilt I also don't own, but Xenotilt also isn't in 1.0 yet. I kind of half don't count it. So how many games is that? 16 games that I want to play, quote unquote, ASAP. These are the games that are 100% getting played this year, but I can't even tell you how soon I'm going to get to play all of them. Not with the way that the first quarter of the year is looking with game releases. But, hey, what's up, Boomers? Yeah, I'm ready to go in Cyberpunk. I got Phantom Liberty as a Christmas present. I bought the original one ages ago and was like, you know, let it cook. Even if it never turns out to be a good game, I'm at least interested in playing through it to see how not good it might be and how, you know, if there is significant jank. And plus, I always did like, you know, the look of the world and character design and so on. But yeah, the hype of 2.0, it gets me a little bit as well. And hope the expansion's good. But yeah, man, the role playing, this is like, cope is the word here. The notion that I'll get to play all these games in 2024 is not going to say laughable, but I might have a giggle about it. Alright, let me... download the image of 2023 games I want to play. 2024 is the time to become a full-time gamer. If I give up on food and rent, who will house me and house me and feed me? Full-time variety streams go to easily have shorter list of games to play than me. Yeah. Next time on PB stream, I don't know when I'm gonna get to do this one. But at some point, I do want to look at the games that are coming out in 2024 and similarly prioritize them. Fucking Scramble Vice, man. Euphoria 2, Unicorn Overlord. Dude. Oh. There's so many ridiculous games coming out this year. And then, you know, I threw out a bunch that I know that I don't really want to play, but they're either sort of big game releases or more notable indie releases that we can at least have a chat about. But yeah, we're not going to do this tonight. We're going to do this when we have like a proper chance. Like I was quite content to like quickly run through these games because, you know, I at least have seen all of these and sort of have an idea of whether or not I want to play them. And you know, if you've been here for trailer binges, you've probably seen some as well. But yeah, and live in hope, die in despair is going to be the closing lesson for tonight's stream. I'm going to try to figure out whether I'm going to do the 2024 games list tomorrow, or it might have to be next week instead. We'll see, but let's see, who are we gonna raid? Oh no, Rune's playing a game that I don't want to see it, but y'all can see it. It's been out for a while. It's not like a brand new game or anything. Rune is playing some Rain World, a game that I also have. That would also be on the want to play ASAP list if it came out last year, but it didn't. But thank you everybody for sitting around. I'm sorry if that like the latter tier list wasn't as interesting, just because we did rush through a ton of games. Karma, thank you for the raid message. When we're talking about the 2024 games, I'm gonna, you know, devote a bit more time to looking at and talking about each game. Because there's only 120 on that list. Only 120. But yeah, everybody, go say hello to our good buddy Runtooth_. If you haven't given him a follow already, please do. He is excellent. Love him. Alright, until next time, take care everybody. Be good. Armored Core 6 Fires Rubicon, Game of the Year 2023. Good night.
Hello? It is me, the humble slug cat, Raintooth.